absolutely, right? Like this little break that we got in between round 1 and round 2 that allows players to, like you said, go to foreign lands and travel and train. They get to come back and just be like a tight-knit group and talk about what went right and what went wrong, right? The adjustments that can be made. Will people bring new characters? There's a good little week, you know? Get a little bit more, polish it up, right? We saw a little bit of a glimpse of the Punk Viper, right? We might see more of that in round 2. Who knows if Blas is going to add another character to his repertoire. So there's just still so much to look forward to. And then, of course, if you are unfamiliar with SFL, well, this is how we get down. Let's go over the format a little bit, right? Round 1, we got best of 3. This is going to be round 1, round 2, and round 3, and the extra round are all indications of the players on each team going up against each other, right? So the first set of players is going to be a best of 3 until we get to that round 3, where we'll be then a best of 5. That's for 20 points over the 10 points. And if it's tied up, like we get round 1, we get Punk winning, round 2, we get Meta winning, and then we got to go to a Bandits Fly Quest extra round, right? We get the best of 3, 10 points to cap it all off.
The best part about it is when it comes to that extra round, the fourth player it's not going to be recycling previous players. That fourth player is going to be pivotal to secure those extra 10 points.
What I don't know.
These guys are not
Tell
only
me.
trying to be the prestigious champions of Street Fighter League US just by title alone,
Tell me.
but they're also playing for a ton of money on the line. Let's take
Tell me some gossips. I like.
$60,000 in the pockets of the
it.
first place team, 30,000 following suit with second place, and then 10,000 down below for third place. A pretty good amount of cash to lead into Street Fighter League World Championships happening in Tokyo, Japan.
Exactly, right? That's what's so sick about it. We got massive amounts of money on the line there, of course, for that first place. It's not only those 60 bands, but that trip to Japan as well to compete in the World Championships during Capcom Cup 12.
Mas vocês não estão fazendo nada. Me dá umas views aí no YouTube, na moralzinha.
We're going to see if we can get some more players here this weekend.
Oh, dude, when you said the name of the place within Tokyo, it got me, like, really, like...
I was going to say, like, it's like transport is back there, right? Seeing the sumo arena on the outside, seeing the people line up to get into Capcom Cup 11. Like, Street Fighter 6 is just, I mean, it's been a celebrated game all over the world, but no more so than in Japan. So it's beautiful to have the World Finals there again,
e Gabriel, mandei aqui no chat da call.
It was a banger last year for all of them, the grand finals of Capcom Cup and SFL, but man, I can't wait to see that repeat performance.
And there's a lot of pressure on the line, right? We've talked about the format, the rules, what's on the line in terms of prizing, but getting to the big dance itself is always going to be the number one mark for all these teams. But speaking of which, in regards to the current standings of it all, right, the first half was rather close in the very beginning, but it leads up until this point. Obviously, Bandits at the very top with 190, but Red Rooster at the bottom of 80. So this is kind of where our question is in regards from the first half to the second. How are these teams going to adapt in the run back?
We've had
some really solid gameplay in terms of obviously matchups to matchups.
No chat da Cal aqui no Discord.
Itself, right? I feel like Bandits, we talked about this before we even went live. Bandits have been the only ones with a consistent anchor through Meta RD. Everybody else has given other players a shot depending on the matchup.
Yeah, absolutely, right? But Bandits, they just have so much faith in Mena, right? They know that he's a multiple-time Capcom Cup champion, multiple-time EVO champion. With the biggest amount of points on the line, they're going to want their bull in that position, right? But we've seen somebody like Punt the God, who is also an EVO champion, right? Who has also reached the top of the mountain. He has not played the anchor in every single set that FlyQuest has played. They've really been able to do some of the matchups where some of their players have more of the advantage. Like we saw with Psycho and Blas, right? Psycho wanted Blas. He was like, usually
sim, mas o áudio vocês está sendo.
Let's see, I feel like I've already beaten him at a previous tournament. Let's get the run back again, and he managed to do it again, right? So I'm very excited to see when 2Game and FlyQuest go up against each other to see if they try to snipe that matchup again. If Blas wants to run back this time, we shall see with all of that. Shopify Rebellion as well, right? Still right there with everybody else with 140 points. They're still looking to find their groove all the way, right? Obviously, Sean had some struggles in round 1, but really on the back of Do and Jack did incredible clutch performances to put them in this position, right? Jack actually clutching out multiple extra round sets to make sure Shopify got the majority of the points. So yeah, just incredible performance from them. And then we got Falcons, Quaisho, and Red Rooster looking for better performances, right? Obviously, Falcons has been really trying to, NL and DCQ, they've been switching behind those anchor positions, but they're all really just trying to find a better groove than they found in round 1.
Yeah, you saw the bottom 3 in the current position. You see how many games are left. For Quaisho Gaming, and Red Rooster, they're pretty much down even 3-3 when it comes to home positioning, away positioning. Pretty significant going into the second half. And then you see the big 4 on the side of Falcons. They're going to have so many opportunities this second half to really find themselves and get these big counter picks going, which is absolutely pivotal. And 110 points, that is a pretty solid position to have with all those advantages. So we'll see how it plays out. As for the rest of the teams too, man, I forgot 2G. They have 4 home games remaining at 150.
Wow.
That is huge.
Wow, yeah, I mean, when it comes to how many points remaining in those top dogs, in those playoff positions, they easily have the most, with only FlyQuest also having 3, but you can see Bandits and Shopify, both only 2 more slots on that home side. So they're going to have to mainly be dealing with people trying to counter them and trying to pick their more favorable matchups throughout this round 2.
Right, so that's going to be the biggest question that's going to be answered, I feel like, in the second half. Obviously, it's going to be answered because there's only a couple more days of gaming left. But I really want to know what the switch-ups are going to be like for the second half, right? Bandits versus FlyQuest is definitely going to be one of them. As we get ready for our scheduling for the entire day, we got 5 whole matches.
Você consegue abaixar o áudio do YouTube se tiver no celular e tal.
Bandits versus FlyQuest to start us off. Excuse me?
That's what I'm saying, bro. They told us, they were like, hey, Vicious Ringe, you better be ready. Because from jump, we are getting one of the premier marquee matchups with Bandits and FlyQuest. Then we're going to be following it with Quaisho and Tushi as well. That's going to be another banger set. Blas versus Shanghai from round 1 was one of my favorite sets.
Eu não fui, Guilherme não foi, eu fui,
round 1 SFL US. So hopefully we get a run back or we see if Quaisho was scheming on some other type of matchup, while Falcons and Shopify Rebellion will follow that. And then of course,
seu parente
4 and 5,
doido,
because again, we got 5 total matches throughout the day, right? We're going to have those 2 coming up as well.
Não que você seja ação,
and then Shopify Rebellion and Quaisho to end the game.
Damn, son. This is going to be so important. Man, Bandits have to play twice in a single day. Same with Shopify Rebellion. I actually didn't get to catch all of that. I was writing it down.
Ela fez o quê na frente dela 2 vezes?
That's a lot of gaming. But, yeah, I mean, 5 whole matches for the entire day. Starting things off with, like, the cream of the crop.
Ah, então foi por isso? Tá errado não. Eu faria igual. Informação aqui, ó, pessoal. A Season 2 de Fallout vai sair o primeiro episódio no dia 17 de dezembro, o segundo episódio no dia 24 e o terceiro dia 31. E o resto dos episódios saem em janeiro. Informação importante.
For their order, and there you have it. Yo, Psycho coming up first with the Kimberly, trying to draw first blood, followed by Nephew with that jury.
Pior que ela deve, sim.
Anchor, which makes a lot of sense considering this is the away side. They don't want to take any big chances in regards to what matchups are coming up. Then, of course, Riddles to clean it up just in case it does go to the extra match.
Yeah, I really like Riddles in the extra position just because he's been so solid, so consistent, and he's talked about it in interviews, right, where he's like, I've been going to tournaments since I was 12 years old. Like, this is where I'm comfortable playing the
Linha de gordo, linha de gordo!
So it's going to be super sick to see that. And he did beat Kaba in their last set in round 1, right? Really dominant victory, so it makes sense why he's in that extra slot. But, of course, the captain of FlyQuest, Punk the God, we got some words from him. Let's hear what he's got to say about this set.
O certo é isso.
Punk the God, we back here for round 2 of Street Fighter League. Now, you've been here every single year of Street Fighter League, but this is the first time that we've had a break. What's your opinion on the break?
For me, I don't really like the break, honestly. I think some of the teams like Quaisho and Falcons, you know, those teams weren't playing too hot, and you give them a break to go home, practice, figure out some strategies, stuff like that. And I feel like the teams that were playing good, you know, you got to worry about them coming back in form and playing even better. So I don't know. I don't really like the break. At least this time around, I'm not feeling it.
Okay, so what did you end up doing on the break to take advantage of it, or did you guys just relax? You know, how did that go?
Meus fiéis visualizadores,
I played for a PC in TNS recently and lost to Enzo, and he took the PC, so...
I saw FGC Centel post about that.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. He said, that person's a troll.
Did you really say that?
No, I didn't say that. You know what Centel is, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's just a troll.
Yeah, that was silly. It's like, yeah, I don't really need a game PC anyway. Enzo can have that. All right, so now for this half of Street Fighter League. So, of course, in the first half, y'all did cook up. You said the break could do different things for different teams. So how are you guys feeling going into this second half?
I think the team's still feeling very good. We ended the half very strong and got to second, so I think our chances to make the playoffs is very good. You know, I always tell my team that it doesn't really matter what place we're at as long as we end the playoffs. You know, you just saw Street Fighter League Europe and the Birds and Phenom, Juicy Joe. They were in third, which is pretty much the last playoffs, right? Like, you play every match and they still end up winning, playing 8 hours in a day. So I think that momentum is a big thing in the playoffs. So even if you get last in the playoffs, you're in. So you have a chance to win the tournament. And that's all that I need. I just need a chance to win.
Okay, last thing I want to ask you, just even for hearing that answer, It sounds like, you know, your thought process on Street Fighter League is so in-depth and mature. Do you think you've grown as a leader from season 1 of Street Fighter League all the way to this one?
I don't think I'm really a leader, honestly. I think everyone on my team is the leader. Like, we don't try to go in with the mindset that someone is actually the leader. Obviously, I might play the most captain matches, but when we figuring out our strategies and thinking of who should go where, like how we had Psycho play Blas in the last spot, you know, those things, I feel like I'm not really a captain. I just happen to be, I guess, FlyQuest's player, their player outside of Street Fighter League, so I have to be the captain. But I think everyone on the team is like a captain, honestly.
Punk, always a good time talking to you. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the Evo champion, Punk the God.
My man got the green M&M on, to tell you what. We gotta have like Rob sit down and understand the concept of a Sentinel account.
Bruh, like how does he not know? Like I gotta show you NBA Sentinel and all that? Like what do you mean?
There's gotta be like a Sentinel for like every sport, because he be following sports like that. So I'm like, how do you not know? Rob, hey man, God bless you, son. I'm glad that you didn't know about it, but I also wouldn't be surprised if Punk the God was just like, yeah, I didn't really need the PC.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I bet he said something adjacent to that. You know what I mean? Maybe not as filled with vitriol as Sentinel made it out to be, but nonetheless, right? That was definitely a good one. And, you know, I know Punk said that, like, they didn't really do anything specific during the week break or anything like that. But specifically with him probably playing against Mena, right? He is in the anchor position. We've seen how frustrating the Cammy Blanca matchup has been for him.
Right.
Since the beginning of Street Fighter 6, right? Blanca definitely has a lot of tools in that matchup that really make him quite good. But I think with that extra week, maybe we got some more Viper practice, right? I feel like maybe that could have been a little bit of something he could have done.
That is true. There have been a handful of times where Punk had exercised said C Viper at a TNS. I didn't get to follow thoroughly with like the can opener series to see like if he was playing that character, but mostly TNS, I definitely saw him exercise that character within his rights of getting into top 3 with that character. So with that in mind, though, I'm very curious to see how the rest of the team is going to be getting themselves ready. We are going to get the head-to-head going just now. Who's going to be the first one against the Elite Four? It's going to be Boost versus Psycho, Terry versus Kimberly. Now, Boost also mad active when it comes to weekly events. Actually, it's daily at this point.
Yeah, legit.
The U.S. competition. So I'm thoroughly impressed by his like maturity as a player and also his growth as a player, being able to transition from like one main to the next. And it felt like in such a short amount of time, right? It's because his firm understanding of how the fundamentals go for Street Fighter 6 have been so well structured.
You know, I talked about Riddles defeating Kaba in that first set. Boost did defeat Psycho in that first matchup between these two as well, right? So it doesn't surprise me that Bandits is setting up Boost in the Rodman jersey as well. You know he's feeling freaky.
I love that. Get the slam dunk on him.
Right now, though, Psycho, he's going to be looking to bounce back, right? Like you said, he did fall to Boost, I believe 2-0, if I'm not mistaken, in that first round 1 matchup. But right now, he's just going with the overheads, bro. Neck Hunters, the normal command overhead as well. Now we're getting the throws in there. Will Psycho be stopped?
You saw a little bit of a stagger on the lights. Boost now reaching from far away. Psycho might be able to end it on a perfect if he decides to go all in, which he will. What kind of stupid question is that? That's going to be automatic when it comes to the level 1.
Didn't even have to spin a can on it either. Had enough damage before that to preserve the resources. Psycho looking clean. And he's one of those, right? He studies the tapes. He really tries to break down players' habits. So he's going to come back. He's going to be ready for Boost, having lost to him in that round 1.
Yeah, all the tricks up his sleeve are already starting to show right now. The fireball getting pretty much avoided over with that elbow drop. Pretty good in regards to like just not having to fear the pressure afterwards. Throwing out that elbow to prevent Boost from drive rushing on in also is a pretty good deterrent. We'll see how it goes with the corner pressure now. Boost trying to measure with a couple of mediums. He does get the bait. Luckily enough, Psycho actually recovers the time from that parry. He's just eating a bunch of leg.
Bruh, yeah, I don't know what size the boots those are, but they are implanted straight into Kimberly's grill. Right now, though, the Neck Hunter is there again. The overhead. Let's get to the other corner. Boost. Not quite pushed there just yet. Was about to have 3 bars, but what a snipe out on the power wave from Psycho. Hey, yeah, let's cash out. I like this a lot.
That was very specific to Boost. I feel like Psycho getting ready for that projectile into the level 3 now is going to be pretty significant. That walk speed is so dangerous and leads you up into the throw. Nothing more threatening than that, especially when you're at that much life left.
Huge call out from Psycho right there. Completely changed the momentum of the match. Gigantic reward with the DI into the level 3. Very smart. Then the drive advantage was just massive as well. We can see Boost meta
Damn, this actually gives me the chills.
I know.
Anytime the big boss comes up, he's like, hey, man, I know he's disrespecting me.
For
Don't
real.
Don't let that hit the rest of the family.
Yeah. No, you're representing bandits now, brother.
Yeah, dude.
You're repping the whole squad. And
that was mad fast, by the way. That was 2 rounds straight. One of them was a perfect. A lot of control from the side of Psycho. Starting things off early to set it up with the throws is pretty important as well now.
I agree. Now he'll be able to maybe get another shimmy. We saw that in the round 1, right? So maybe he's going to be scheming on that a little bit more here. Boost has been looking for throws after the slide blocks as well. So we'll see if that gets switched up at all either. Yeah, this time he was actually just close enough to get a punish outright.
Right on now, even closer to the corner. Boost, drive rush on in there with a little bit of a low hezzy on the medium. The whiff, actually a punish counter, yeah, against that standing medium punch.
Yeah.
Creating some space for himself now as Psycho, but still, Boost, he's within that range just in case you try to slide again. Great block on the overhead.
Yeah, Psycho has just been nickel and diming him down with a lot of these overheads, right? So he's got him boost the stand a little bit, but that does open the door for crouch medium kick later. Oh, with the buffer behind it, that crouch strong. A potent button. Boost is willing to spin that meter on it. Very smart stuff.
Real sneaky. He's been like walking and blocking primarily, but Psycho actually finds the timing with the standing medium kick against Boost. Fakes him out with the jumping roundhouse. Oof.
Yeah, no trade combos this time.
How do you walk up into the space? Psycho's been pretty adamant about throwing some of these mediums. He's trying to walk up for a grab. Boost just out of the range. Overhead, not blocked. Ooh.
Yeah, he's going to hold on to his resources here. Knows he's not going to kill just yet. The little hesitation catches him and spins it all. Oh, puts him on a pick, so Psycho still has a chance here. And he wakes up with a crouch medium kick.
No way.
Counter hit boosts his delayed button. Oh boy.
You might be able to take the round back. Taking a look at the resources that Boost does not have. No drive gauge, no super. He's in critical territory as well. Psycho's gonna be throwing everything at him at this point, especially with the drive gauge, and you already knew it. Boost already knew it as well. He tried to wake up with the button to steal a turn back, and Psycho with the rebuttal.
Exactly, because at that point, Boost knew he had to bet on Psycho messing it up, right? Because from that point, Psycho would have been able to push him to the corner, get a DI. Now we get a run reset and a throw here. He's busting out all kinds of stuff. Boost is tired of it.
That OD, bring him back at least towards mid-screen. Kind of worried about the air approach. Psycho has not really given him any sort of chances to really anti-air, as he hasn't really taken to the skies as much, and when he has, it's been the elbow drop, and now Boost, he's trying to check some of the walkbacks, and Psycho defensively has known it. He's just looking for his moments off of the rushes, off the drive rushes, off of command run as well, and now he gets a full-on throw lead.
Oh, he tried to catch Boost flinching that time, but he picked his spot well. Now we're going to get the back throw, try to take that screen advantage. Put him towards the corner here. Oh no, he landed in time. I'm not sure if that's what he was trying to snipe with, was the burn knuckle, but either way, Psycho puts Boost down again.
Damn, son. That's actually a huge rebuttal in comparison to what we had seen in the first half of Street Fighter League. Boost was the one to take it 2-0. That break, you know, although the leader, quote-unquote leader, Punk didn't enjoy it, I'll tell you what, man, this is a lot coming into it. Psycho with a very, very big, I want to say like impressive run, very big improvement towards Boost's matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. Him being able to take down Boost this time as well. Just incredible stuff, honestly. Psycho looked very clean. He looked very much in tune with what Boost likes to do, right? He was establishing like the fierce into the run, just regular follow-up with frame traps, which opened the door for those run-stop resets that we saw later on. Boost started to catch on to the overheads, but that's the problem, right? Is that a lot of the time you still don't get too much after blocking the overhead. When Psycho was doing it, it was either off like drive rush, or it was while Boost was in burnout. So it's not like Boost really got to take an advantageous turn after blocking those overheads anyway. So really impressive stuff from Psycho, putting Boost down again.
Now, though the question is who's going to be facing off against Nephew, but we did see a little cameo appearance from Kaba right in front of the camera, right in front of like, the FlyQuest bench. So I'd imagine Kaba has to be coming up against Nephew's jury.
Ooh, that should be an interesting one, but we're going to find out for sure. But I believe, yeah, so Kaba did face Riddles the first time these two played, right? And Riddles really took it to him. So I understand why Bandits would want somebody else in that anchor position. That would pretty much put Chris T in that anchor position if it is going to be Kaba in round 2, because I imagine Mena will be going up against Punk again, considering he got that round 1 victory. But yeah, man, it is definitely going to be a hell of a show. Kaba versus Nephew, going to be interesting. I always like watching the jury versus the Guile just because it has like the projectile levels, the difference. But the matchup has evolved so far beyond that at this point that it feels like it's more about just trying to keep Jury out of that range where she can really not let Guile play the way he wants to.
Yeah, that's like within the close ranges, even like some of the medium ranges that we were looking for. Like Jury does have some pretty good buttons to kind of think you're able to press like any sort of like medium or even try to rebuttal with. Like one of the biggest ones is obviously the jury version of the solar plexus, the Renko kicks. Right?
Yeah,
forward heavy punch is such a great tool to catch a reaction and also snaps you for a counter hit. A roundhouse also an excellent tool to catch Guile off guard. But we'll see if it's actually going to be the Guile coming up for the side of the Bandits. It is going to be Kaba coming up next.
So yeah, I'm very interested in it. I think Jury's got some tools where players just like to throw projectiles at as well, like the Renko kicks, the heavy kick as well. It has enough range to really disrupt people trying to get comfortable in that range just outside of where people usually throw normals and start throwing projectiles. So we're going to see if that's what Nephew is going to be looking for, or if Kaba tries to play a bit differently, right? Kaba definitely has so many different levels and tempos that he's comfortable at playing at. So maybe he doesn't just kind of sit back. Maybe he wants to get in Nephew's grill a little bit more than we're used to.
We'll see if that's going to be the case, right? I feel like there's going to be that introductory phase where the Sonic Booms can prevail against Jury to kind of like force both Nephew's like drive gauge to see if he's going to perfect parry things, if it's going to force maybe like a drive rush out of Nephew, or even get him set up in the air, right? Because there are ways for Jury to kind of snipe out a misplaced Sonic Boom with that dive kick. Yeah. So we'll see how the ground game is pretty much set up by Kaba first and foremost, and if Nephew's going to be able to inch his way to start swinging.
Yeah, exactly, right. And how much will Nephew look to kind of nullify Sonic Booms with Fuha, right? Try to get the stocks up early, maybe force a big roundhouse Fuha to just get in from a distance where Guile likes to throw Sonic Booms. It's another option she has. In addition to the dive kick, I like that you noted, right? And Nephew is so good at using that dive kick. Obviously very punishable on block, but he's just so precise as like a sniper with it. A lot of the time, I rarely see him get it blocked. Usually the only time is when he like bets on a like throw attempt from the opponent and he wakes up with a jump medium into the dive kick, and sometimes the jump medium gets blocked. But more often than not, he's correct with that as well.
Yeah, so we'll see how that's going to be set up momentarily. Again, Kaba, he was the one that was up, I feel like, in the very beginning. By the way, your memory's pretty godlike in regards to who was facing off against who in the first half. I have to pull up my phone and look up Wikipedia every single time. But yeah, I mean, Kaba, he was the one that fell short to Riddles. Now he has the positioning to actually get himself, or at least the team, into like a tiebreaker, not a tiebreaker scenario, or for at least like 30 points. But we'll see if Nephew manages to take it. That could be a pretty good upswing starting things off in the second half, where you have a potential 40.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, it felt like it kind of started similarly last time, right, where we saw FlyQuest go out to a lead early, and then it was really up to that second position in the Bandit squad to force that final anchor match to be the deciding factor, which we got with Mena and Punk. Of course, Kaba was in that point position last time. Now he's going to be the one that's trying to kind of link to Mena RD to really solidify their chance at a victory here and avoid a tiebreaker match. Because obviously, if FlyQuest wins again here, then we're going to get a tiebreaker match. If Mena just happens to be Punk, obviously FlyQuest will be up for a 40 bomb as well in that scenario if it happens.
I'm terrified for like the actual extra match between like Riddles and Chris T, because Chris T has been unstoppable in that clutch extra match spot, and especially with like him going back to Japan and also just I feel like taking down World Warrior. He's been reinventing his game, reinventing his playstyle while still maintaining the fundamental footsies that he's always had out the gate. So we'll get there when we get there potentially, but I really hope not, because Chris T is looking scary.
Yeah, I had the privilege to call his World Warrior victory where he qualified for Capcom Cup. If I recall correctly, yeah, definitely big ups to Chris for qualifying. And if I recall correctly, I believe this is his first Capcom Cup appearance since 2018. So yeah, it's been like a 7-year stretch between Capcom Cups for Chris T, right? So you gotta imagine all of the momentum is on his side, but of course we'll see if we get to that extra position. Right now, Nephew and Kaba. Nephew was also part of that World Warrior, just fell short to Chris T in that grand finals. So obviously, you know, he's got to be trying to look to bounce back from that and get to Japan some way, somehow. And SFL is one of the primary ways to do it.
Tell you what, little side note, I hope my man Chris T has a lot of PTO ready, because that's
that's an extended trip.
I'm almost certain that dude is a teacher. If he hasn't changed occupations yet, my man's got to get like a substitute real quick, because he should have called it as soon as he qualified, honestly.
Yeah. Because you're going to need the extended sub, brother.
Yeah, man. Most definitely. Shout out to all the teachers, by the way.
Shout out to all the teachers, all the people out there making sure the future generations get educated properly. Also, one of my favorite shows on television right now is Abbott Elementary. So.
Right on. Yeah, you did mention that before. Yeah, actually, yeah.
Anytime I get to talk about Abbott, I'm ready to do it. But yeah, man, this is going to be a good one. Both players getting settled in. It looks like the button checks are done. The daps are here. It's going to be Nephew representing FlyQuest and Team Liquid going up against Bandits Kaba. See if Bandits can put 10 on the board and make that anchor battle the deciding factor. Let's get it.
We got that extra cost, the Espa coming in from Nephew. Oh, that was the biggest question right there. Being able to perfect parry against the Sonic Boom is a big opener, defensive opener from the side of Nephew, which is not a common thing to say, right? Like, this is actually something that you have to keep note of when it comes to fighting off against Guile, is being able to perfectly call out the Sonic Boom pressure. Yeah,
and Combo, he went with a light boom right there. That's the only boom that hasn't gotten perfect parried. Every other, like, faster boom, Nephew is just completely perfect parried. Then that one is also blocked. But yeah, Nephew's perfect parry prowess is some of the best in the business. We gotta keep an eye on that as the smash progresses. Nice check on the drive rush attempt.
You're starting to notice when Nephew actually decides to go in. There was a moment where Cabo was jostling back and forth, right? That's gonna be the biggest indicator for Nephew to move on in. The drive impact has a meaty more than enough damage because he's got all of the drive gauge left to finish out that combo. But yeah, Nephew sniping out the movement against Cabo. You see the corner control and you see that first round.
Yeah, I love the fact that Nephew, he has these perfect parries in mind. Even if Cabo's gonna do it right, he made sure to do that stand medium kick first hits 5 frames. Really just stuffed that gap that was left after the perfect parry. But right now, both players jockeying for position. There it is again. Perfect parry on the projectile and does successfully check this time.
Yeah, you weren't kidding about that initial like projectile war coming in from both ends to see like how the other win a perfect parry. But it's been pretty almost even in regards to like what Cabo's done against the projectiles. And I say this, and he gets opened up with the overhead. This is the scariest part. Jury up close, the potential plus frames, the potential overhead of a drive rush. Cabo's been getting hit with everything so far.
Yeah, good discipline from him though in the corner because Nephew did try to bait something out twice. Did not give it to him. Oh, the perfect parry! He just waited this time because Cabo had been so consistent at perfect parrying the projectile, then checking the drive rush after. He just waited and whiff punished the check. That was so sick from Nephew.
And that was so fast. That was in between rounds that he made that decision and made that read. That is so impressive. My man's got the calculator embedded into his brain. He's got a different type of processor going into the second half. That was amazing.
You see here, bro, Team Liquid, they only got the best processors in the business. You see the little alien sitting there on his shoulder? My goodness, bro. Yeah, that was an incredible adjustment. And like the speed at which he changed up some of the strats as well. Really, really impressive from Nephew. And obviously, Cabo's going to take some time here, right? Because Bandits is already down 10. So they're looking to prevent Mena going into a position where his match means just a tie. It doesn't mean a whole victory, right?
Ryan, that's a pretty significant one. But as many points as you could accumulate, even if the tie does happen, like as many points as you can get leading up to the playoffs is super important.
Yeah.
And Pumpkin mentioned it. As long as they make it into playoffs, as long as you give them a chance to win, they're going to take it.
Yeah, I really love that mindset, too. We got to talk about that in a little bit. But game 2 right now, Cabo looking to bounce back. Oh, my goodness. I was going to say, he got lucky that the 99-second jump in didn't clip him, but he got shimmied afterwards anyway.
I definitely would have tried to throw also. I don't blame Cabo for that one.
Yeah.
But Sonic cost to move on in. A couple of hits. Nothing too impactful just yet.
Yeah, that's the thing for Jury, right? Oh, and then the snipe of the dive kick that you talked about.
That was a preemptive jump from the side of Nephew. Didn't manage to catch the Sonic Boom on the way out. OD flash kick to check. He was maintaining his charge. Well done from Cabo.
Now, oh man, the drive situation is so low on both sides. The step kick is huge. Now Cabo's going to be real comfortable just playing back, making Nephew come to him, but again, a dive kick. Snipes out the timing great. Backdash gets thrown anyway. Oh, he tried the backdash and get away with the horizontal range on flash kick.
I couldn't imagine what he was anticipating off of that backdash from the side of Nephew, right? Cabo, good wherewithal to spend the last of that drive gauge and take that risk. Oh, the delay, and he still got the throw. Cabo wasn't ready for it. Great block on the overhead, though. Oof.
Nephew, oh, we get the wake up super right there. Nephew really does love doing the delay off the driver's cancel when he does it from Fierce, right, to bait out a reversal. And then the throw tech, if it's delayed, usually he gets the meter because the person will throw before him.
That's right. Damn, that's actually bars.
Yeah, it's a B strat. Nephew is the one that I see do it the most.
Now, how do you keep Nephew away? How do you get your readjustment for the side of Cabo, right? He's been stuck in this corner. He tried to throw out an anti-air. He tried to get in position, but that crouch Fierce just a little bit too much startup on that normal frame data wise. Nephew being able to clear out. Looking at match point already.
Man, it's real quick. Beside Flash West. Wow, the drive rush though. Shut down by the flash kick. Cabo, you saw him parking with that down back to start the match.
I heard that priority space.
Oh. Cabo's doing a good job not getting caught flinching a lot of this match so far. But oh, and again, right? Just waiting right outside that range of the normal.
Back-to-back throws. The first time we're going to see Cabo in control on the west side of this corner. We get the solid puncher coming on in. How do you drain the rest of this drive gauge?
My goodness, all of it.
Mission accomplished.
It's completely deleted here. Nephew's got plenty of meter to fight back with, though.
Might not see a drive impact. Maybe we will, actually, to force Nephew to spend bar. Kaba was in a good position to do it, but now I don't feel like he's going to be as confident to do it. Now we're going to get the dump out, level 1. Maybe not, actually.
Oh, he does use it. It's not quite enough to kill off Nephew, though. He did put himself in burnout. He does have 1 bar, though. It's not like he's going to get checkmated and just lets the Sonic Boom do the heavy lifting. Walks out and catches Nephew, finally standing up.
I love that. The patience coming in from Kaba. Dishing out as much damage as he can, letting the level 1 rock in that fashion. Not going for a solid puncher to continue on the combo or force to the corner, because if he manages to lose all that momentum, he would have been so dry. He would have been burnt out, had 0 bars to him, whereas Jury locked and loaded.
Yeah, I really like the confidence from Kaba, but right now Nephew checking. I'm gonna get the throw as well. Jury's throw pushed you so far to the corner.
Oof. Yeah, he was waiting for that air approach. Do about this though, Nephew trying to keep Kaba contained.
Force the issue now.
I'm like that.
Yeah, he wasn't doing a lot of flash kicks at the beginning of the set, right? So, he started to bust him out a little bit more now. I think that's why he's been so successful, but Nephew is a huge open up.
He's in range for a throw, dashes up, there is the break, but he still jumped preemptively against Kaba's Sonic Boom. Match point yet again. These jump-ins have been scoring some really big openers for Nephew thus far.
Wow, man, he put the E-break on that one, just outside the range of that step kick. Beautiful blocks in the overhead as well. Nephew's reactions are ridiculous.
Get the break. Kaba sitting at the OD, trying to establish pacing, and he does so again. Speaking of E-breaks, my man was holding back as soon as the drive rush was let out. Medium kick, anti-air.
Interesting, yeah. It felt like a kind of a response to the dive kicks that Nephew has been showing. He didn't do it that time, but nonetheless.
Parked.
Yes, bruh.
Put in a button right up to the lights, just mistiming it.
Oh, and then too far for the crouch strong. Now we're scrambling a little bit. Whoa! The air-to-air neutral jump light kick, whether that was flash kick or not, doesn't matter.
Jesus.
Nephew coming in high, using the level 1.
That was the Happy Meal flash kick.
Yeah.
Oh, it's too far!
Oh, no! Oh, because of a missed space, a missed time on the throw. Kaba's going to be able to tie this one, and we're going to a final round between these two.
I wonder if it was a mix of both. I mean, it felt like it was rather early.
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
He was within range to get that throw.
Yeah,
so I think you were right on both.
Tava cortando rápido na capa, eu voltei. Bola de balinha, salve da Pio. Vocês estão.
Rock up on the punish counter. We want that damage, and also damage to the drive kick as well. What a jump over, feng shui time.
Indeed, right. You talked about how Nephew's jumps have been really working. That time catching a big upside down kick.
Hello, my friends.
That was smart from Nephew, or excuse me, Kaba. Oh yes, they were coming in time to get the throw tech on the ground here. Tosses them out of the overhead though. This is huge. Kaba has the corner now, keeping her locked in there as well.
Jump back medium just in case as well. As he went air to air, Nephew gonna inch his way forward.
I need speed.
Kaba sets up the shield. He sets up a lot of the Sonic moves on top of that.
Oh, I love this. Going into solid puncher again. Nephew, yeah, he's got to see the drive reversal. Even then, though, it was the baby boom allowed him to recover time. DI as well. Kaba ties this set up for Bandits.
What a rebuttal in comparison to the first game. My man had set out so much. I want to say, like, not just
cara tem que ver a tabela, mas esse campeonato aqui é por time. Se eu não me engano, esse time que tá em primeiro, os Bandits. Eles estão ganhando, eles estão com 190.
We saw in that very first game, even though Nephew won, there was a couple of times where he baited out or he tried to bait out
mais de
a flash kick,
200
and they never
pontos
came, right? So that's going to encourage him to just go with his meaty pressure as the set proceeds. And that was really where we saw Kaba just start landing all his reversals time and time again. And yeah, another great point that you brought up was the fact that he was so keen on attacking that drive meter, right? Like every time he got a chance to install a solid puncher to the level 2 and drain the rest of the drive gauge, he did. Nephew was forced to drive reversal in that last instance. He was going to use his drive meter and get DI'd in the corner if he didn't do that. So that was just incredible awareness from Kaba again.
It makes so much sense now why he has SPM on the back of his jersey, right? Solid punching machine.
O jogo tem física assim, você que nunca percebeu.
And it's smart too, right? Like if there's going to be a situation where you can get that drainage going to prevent him from drive rushing on in, because we got to admit, drive rush on Jury is going to be such a problem if you let her rock with it. So Kaba, he understood the mission, right? Any sort of big opener he gets for damage, he'll take that. Any opener he gets off a block to go into solid puncher to drain the drive gauge, he will do that. And it led to this exact moment. Going into burnout himself, absolutely well worth it.
And it was so sick the way it kind of ended too with that flash kick, because we talked about how successful Nephew's jump-ins had been, but the fact that he threw a baby boom, right? It was a solid puncher. He was able to recover so fast that he was able to flash kick. But you see a projectile come out, your jump-ins have been working, you thinking, just having in your mind that the jump-ins have worked, so you want to do them more and more. And unfortunately, it just didn't work out for Nephew in that last instance. Kaba really game planned for that one and countered it. It was so smart.
Really well played, down to an even match, so no fear for either of the players, either Riddle or Christitarian.
They just gonna watch the show.
I would have been freaking out already. So if they were to actually like sit down and play, I would have been like, oh man, I don't know who's done like all the studying during the break, like who's gonna be better of the two, but
especially between those two, like they are both like always in the lab, study monsters, trying to catch on the players' habits, both very comfortable with a lot of pressure on them as well. So yeah, that would have been terrifying. But this next match is going to be just as terrifying.
As if we weren't leading up to the actual anchor match, right? Mena RD versus Punk to God. This one's going to be a banger. Now, the biggest question, obviously, we have Blanca versus Cammy. That's going to be the first one. I can't believe I said it, Blanca. I almost said it Blanca because I've been watching too much SFL EU. But I'm actually kind of curious to see if Punk is going to be willing to change up characters if need be. The last time they had met, again, Punk fell short 1-3 against Mena RD, going Blanca all the way through. So we'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know why, but it's Sengon's voice specifically that I just hear Blanca in. I don't know why. Even though all of them say it like that.
Yeah, it's always...
Shouts to our brethren across the pond.
Yo, Shoryu Sengan, great job on his first time in the league.
Yeah, was very happy to see him part of SFL EU.
Hell yeah,
Did a tremendous job.
Such a perfect fit, in my opinion.
Yes, and then, of course, these two, we saw Mena RD, as you mentioned, take a 3-1 over Punk, and Punk is sticking with the Cammy. I theorized that he would go with the Viper. We'll see how the set progresses. Oh yeah, already blocking the overhead here.
Did you see how far that was, by the way?
Yeah, why did that still reach?
He did that mad early, and she was standing, obviously, right? So you have a slimmer hurt box. I'm like, how in the hell did that work?
Man, Blanca just unhinging his jaw when he bites you.
That's something extra, dude. I feel like you pay extra for that. DLC.
Definitely. Oh, nice shot with the frame kills, though, and Mena, he didn't go with the parry or anything like that. He's trying to get some space to prevent himself from getting burnt out, and a great jump back into the air ball. Oh my goodness!
How did that hit?
It hit the start of a dive kick.
Preventative measures against the airborne attack. My man had the anti-air missiles ready.
Oh man, this what's so good about dive kick is that you really can snipe a lot of buttons with it when people try to do crouch medium kick or something like that, but a big button like roundhouse is gonna knock it out of the park.
Yeah, and if you look at like Blanca's
ainda é porque ele é simulador, né?
Slower in comparison to the rest of the cast, so it's gonna be a lot more active. It's gonna be catching a lot more of the delays coming in from Cammy. That is huge.
Cara, e uma parada interessante é que o Forza Horizon, até o 3, ele era, tipo assim, ele não era tão arcadezão, sabe? Ele ainda tinha uns elementos do simulador. Aí a partir do 4 ele foi perdendo, e tanto que o 5 é super arcade. Eu espero que eles retornem no 6, que já que vai ser no Japão, né? Nada mais justo. Que a gente poder fazer uns drifts mais da hora. Inclusive você sabe, né, Guilherme, que vai ser lançado ano que vem o Forza Horizon 6, né?
It's been like that since launch, and I really have never seen another button like that where it has more active frames than startup frames, but that roundhouse does massive work in multiple instances. Of course, that crouch strong, but Indian, and Punk does switch from the Cammy, but to Akuma, not the Viper.
Interesting. We haven't seen this character in a hot minute. Coming in from Punk. At least up to my knowledge.
Yeah, I don't see him play it as often as he once did. We did see him like almost dabble with it as a serious secondary to Cammy for a while, but that saga feels like it's been over. Right now, though, Mena obviously
tá no hiato, velho. O Punk tá jogando de Akuma, irmão.
There is some data in regards to this matchup as well. I mean, Mena RD and NL, that was one hell of a banger in the first half, and NL managed to take it.
Acho que ele tá querendo abandonar a Cammy.
From Punk, where he thinks this is going to be much more manageable in comparison to the Cammy, and it's looking that way right now.
I think he would cancel it with the drive rush. He didn't, but he does catch the whiff punish on that pesky crouch strong.
Beautifully done too. Nice 6-framer, nice and compact, being able to get that full-on combo with the level 1. Punk is looking much better.
Yeah, I think honestly, like the dive kick is just like honestly sometimes a hindrance against Blanca. So I just like him going with the Akuma, get himself out of that mindset. Oof. Oh, but that time, beautiful spacing for Mena.
Just outside of that range. Being able to get that punish against that throw, I want to say.
Yeah, it looked like Meta was trying to walk back after whiffing the throw. He's got clipped. Now we got the lightning beast. Yeah, I was going to say Punk was going to get burnt out one way or another, so he drive reversals.
It's pretty huge from NRD. Going to be able to get a lot of mileage out of this on top of the damage. Not willing to spend the level 1. Totally understandable. Punk holding on to the rest of his bar.
You can really feel that lightning beast chip on Akuma's life bar. Like, it really felt like those chips were taking chunks that, you know, usually you can weather the storm on higher health characters.
Was that a delay on the standing medium punch? It was a counter hit against NRD.
A little hezzy from Punk coming out.
Sniping the legs. Jump back medium into the air ball. The tech. Punk stuck in this corner. Drive rushes on in. Immediate air ball rebuttal as soon as that light was blocked.
Yeah, Punk, he wanted the back throw, right? He wanted to put NRD there.
Ninguém entende.
It's a great counter using the air ball.
Ninguém entende aquela porra. Nos americanos.
Oh, buffer?
Yeah, off the light kick right there to the adamant flame.
É 1.3 km.
Necessary as well, so it's going to get him in a prime spot to close out this round.
Não, é 1.3. Na verdade é menos, é 1.2 alguma coisa arredondando pra 1.3. Aí tu faz a multiplicação, aí tu acha quanto que é.
Reversals out, that's huge.
It's done. Yeah, there's no meter on the side of Punk now. That last bit was a big gambit, but you need to immediately escape the corner after, and Mena did not let him do it. Goes up 2-0 now, Kamba feeling it.
I like how he's like way in the back rather than on the bench. He's like, I need to make sure there's some sort of space.
Boi faz até café, Boi é diferenciado demais.
Oh man, the DI coming through as well to call out the fireball.
Não, imagina aí, o Cobra faz até café.
Does wake up with the button successfully.
Como é diferente.
Again, that's the second time he's called out the back throw. Man, RD really adamant about getting some of these air balls into the space that Punk's trying to get these grabs on.
Indeed. Right now he's trying to catch Meta RD flinching, but he's been so disciplined. I can't believe that trade is so far.
Wild.
Oh, he has the level 1 lead. The damage on Akuma's life bar. He had no hope of surviving. Meta RD is on set point.
Você só ia ver a facada chegando no pescoço.
Ah, não. Right, the 9,000 health is getting shaved down little by little, but as much damage as he can take, he can also deal it now. RD fights his way out of the corner and the back throw in favor of NRD, but the fireball's going to be ringing out a little bit from the side of Punk. Get the counter hit. That was a sweep, and it still managed to catch. Oh, speaking of sweeps.
NRD going straight under that fireball.
Provavelmente.
Now Men's going to have the corner advantage. Great blocking the
Cara,
overhead.
não faz sentido se eu...
We don't know if he would have lived, honestly.
Não faz sentido nenhum se eu PCP. Dá pra jogar um jogo de, por 2005.
Overhead attempt from the side of Punk, utilizing that up ball. We haven't seen it too often, actually, from NRD.
Ah, meu Deus do céu, Guilherme. Qualquer batata hoje em dia loda essa porra desse jogo. Cara, o jogo tem 20 anos de idade, Guilherme. Qualquer batata de hoje. Cara, qualquer computador depois de 2010 roda tranquilamente esse jogo. Não, tô falando sério, pô. O jogo tem, porra, quase 30 anos de idade. Não vai rodar. Se você quiser, você roda no seu celular. Tá, porra.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say minus from that distance, not quite punishable.
Damn, son. You got the confirm offer. It's kind of nasty. Better DP it. No, he tried to go air to air.
Eu queria entender porque o Punk pegou a porra do Akuma, tá apanhando igual.
Man, those big claws coming out and then meeting him in the middle again with the rainbow ball, beating the air fireball attempt. Does snipe the legs though.
Não, eu acho que ele tá testando o boneco, mas sei lá.
That's safe because of the burnout.
Yeah, -2.
Então. Tipo assim, a Street Fighter League vale? Coisa Vale, mas tipo, dá pra testar, só que, sei lá, foi péssima ideia. Talvez ele esteja testando o boneco pra cauterar o Blanca do Mena. Talvez seja isso, mas deu errado. Eu acho que se ele metesse a C-Viper tinha mais chance de dar bom. A C-Viper dele tá bem escrota.
Punk plays a lot of characters. Obviously the main is Cammy. I'm gonna put a lot of time into C-Viper. We were talking about how we haven't seen the Akuma much as lately. Those are the little things when you don't play a character constantly that can slip through the cracks. That's what it felt like in that instance. So great stuff from Mena again, clutching it out up against Punk. Really, I think one of the things I wanted to highlight was just how well he kind of defend it against a lot of the things that you know the player is going to want to do, right? Like
Eu
in
só
the
queria
corner,
saber
when
porque você
Punk
tava
rushed
ganhando.
out, the back throw was probably coming. We saw not only him avoid that, but get the air ball, right? That's why he's so good on Blanca, is that he like maximizes these scenarios where some other characters might just get a little bit of reward. He finds a way to get a big reward.
Right, and he's also gotten used to a lot of the tendencies that Punk was kind of throwing out there. It felt like a little bit standard, but even more so, even if Punk decided to take a little bit of a riskier approach with his drive gauge, RD was prepared for it with that drive reversal as we saw in the previous part of the replay. But this is where it all went south, right? Punk, although he had a pretty significant life lead, the one overhead that did catch him off guard was off of the delay, right? Not even trying to press a button or risk getting countered, because you know what happens if he gets hit once by any means necessary, he was going to get blown up sky high. But it's Bandits, speaking of which, continuously saying sky high in terms of the rankings. 30 points to their name, FlyQuest getting 10.
Yeah, these 10
Caralho, a Fly só ganhou
jogo,
Bandits,
man. Once again, clutch it out. I'm glad you highlighted that one overhead that hit, right? It was because it was at that like weird funky timing that Mena hadn't really been showing before that, right? It was a lot of standard overheads coming off of drivers cancel or coming after Oki situations where the other opponent is waking up. That was just like a heartbeat longer than usual, and it felt like it really caught Punk off guard. So somebody like Punk, who was so honed in on everybody's like timing, the fuzzy timings for stuff, delaying buttons and whatnot, he's just like has a sixth sense for the timing of different people, right? So if you can delay it just a little bit like that, and stuff like that happens.
It really didn't help that one, he's like utilizing Akuma, and two, he was at that certain life threshold where a single hit will kill him. So all those factors tied into like his immaculate reads and also reactions towards players' tendencies, it was just so skewed against him.
Vou te dar porradão na mão, isso que você vai levar.
Had over Akuma that would have led to his destruction. So much harder to make that call in the last
parece não conhece a mulher que você tem.
These two have been playing each other for a long time. Like, Mena's really good at using Blanca against Punk. Like, we saw multiple of the forward fierces, right? A really long range normal from Blanca.
That thing is so active too.
Whether it was to clip the fireball, whether it was to clip like Punk walking up with Cammy at certain ranges, he just knows like these certain things with Blanca that really kind of alter the way Punk likes to play. So really good stuff from Mena and all of Bandits, of course, as we get to hear from them now with our host.
Team Bandits, Mena RD, Kaba, of course, Chris Tataria.
Mena RD and Kaba.
Currently in first place, and you come back this half cooking up again. I got to start this off talking about an absolutely psychotic tweet that I saw you put up after the first half of Street Fighter League. You had to
everybody, hey.
Well, I don't think I'm strong enough to win Street Fighter League yet, so I'm going back
alvejado.
You played like an MVP last season. What's that about? Well, first half.
That's just what I did, you know. I didn't think I was strong enough. I had a loss. I lost.
Fala no microfone, gordo,
maldito.
That
was not acceptable. You know, I couldn't be losing for my
Não, o outro, não é você.
They gotta adjust to the matches. I can't be losing. So at the end of the day, I was
o outro não é você, não é o maluco aqui na transmissão, porra. Ele tá sendo entrevistado aí e ele tá falando longe do microfone.
I noticed. I feel like in Street Fighter 6, it seems like there's so many player reads required, more than ever, I would even say. And I'm seeing you slide under fireballs, DI. I don't know how much you can give away, but do you think that's an instinctual thing that people can't really learn that you have? Or is that more of a studying thing, player to player?
No, it's definitely something you can learn. I think reaction time, you can train. I think there's differences, of course, but pattern recognition, that's mostly what I do. I think you can definitely get that. And that's something that we got to talk about more in the FGC. Maybe in the future, I'll talk a little bit more about it.
Hey, come on, man. I'm trying to put y'all on, dog. Trying to get y'all some of that Mena sauce. All right, now, if you could translate one thing from my man Copper real quick. That match you had with Nephew, of course, your first match of this half, he got a lot of success with the jump-ins early on in that set, and at the end, you adjusted. What was the thing with those jump-ins, and, you know, what change did you make?
Que empezando en el CD Nephiel te estaba saltando alguna magia, pero tú te ajustaste. O sea, ¿cómo fue esa interacción de los saltos? ¿Qué fue lo que pasó? ¿Qué tú cambiaste?
Bueno, realmente obviamente muchos jugadores tienden a usar esa estrategia Guy de saltar un Sonic Boom, ya que le quita mucho daño y lo meten para la esquina. Pero en cuestión de cuando tú detectas eso, hay veces que tú lo que haces es que tú condicionas al jugador.
Cara, eu acho bagulho.
Entonces tú cambias tu estrategia, eso fue lo que yo hice. Le jugué un poco más paciente, entonces yo le doy en el aire un poco, ya hay problema serio aí com isso.
Eu acho negócio muito foda dos caras tudo da América Latina. Os caras competem há 20 anos no Street Fighter e os caras não aprendem inglês pra falar, velho. Aí tem que ficar usando intérprete. Eu acho isso um negócio muito zoado, velho.
Well, Kava said that first thing is a lot of players
Que, tipo assim, o cara faz viagem internacional há mais de 10 anos, eu acho que o mínimo que ele tem que ter um inglês, pelo menos. Saber se comunicar no básico, velho. Igual, por exemplo, aqui no Brasil, o Ramon Dino. O Ramon, ele começou a aprender inglês tem 1 ano e pouco. É o 5º ano do Ramon competir internacionalmente. Ele demorou 3 anos pra começar a aprender a porra da língua. Aí chegava lá fora, ficava falando inglês todo torto, os gringos zoando ele pra caralho. Rasa, também zoaria. Não sabe falar minha língua, Sim, eu sei, pô, não é tão fácil aprender e tal, mas você já tá tendo a convivência de viagem internacional e tal, treina.
Way more in the FGC, especially by us commentators, straight up. Like,
velho. Como se todo mundo viesse pra cá sempre, né? Não, eu falo a questão do inglês é porque é uma língua mundial. E inglês é a segunda língua em diversos países, então é muito mais fácil. Português só fala Brasil, Portugal e 5 países na África. Tudo bem, a gente tem o maior número grande de falantes, mas tipo, tá tudo concentrado nos mesmos lugares. E também todas as competições, a grande maioria é nos Estados Unidos, então faz super sentido.
Maybe no team is better at it than Bandits. It seems like they're the ones most consciously thinking about stuff like that and how to alter and counter people's patterns. So definitely super sick to see Bandits once again maintaining their top position, right? Getting another 30 points, defeating FlyQuest, already in that first place spot. You heard that is where their mind is. Like, it's interesting to hear the difference in approaches from Punk and Team Bandits. Where Punk was like, I just gotta get in the playoffs. Because the playoffs is a whole new bracket, essentially, right? Like, you just gotta get there. But Bandits has been, from jump, been out to show their dominance. Mena said, I lost 1 set, unacceptable.
I want to say that's almost like the previous season. I can't remember who was in like the grand final spot in regards to like the playoffs bracket, but whoever it was, right, they have that killer dog mentality when it comes to like trying to accumulate these points and seeing where their position's at. But it's still different perspectives from the side of what FlyQuest want, different perspectives than what Bandits wants, but overall we still got so many more games to play to see how it turns up for the playoffs, and the rest of the teams for that matter, to see who's going to catch up to the big dogs. But again, all of it not possible without the support from those throwing it down for this season of Street Fighter League US. Let's get right into it. Obviously, Aces being one of the pivotal sponsors going into the league of this season, being able to unlock your gaming potential with the Asus ROG monitors, perfect for both console and PC gamers. They offer stunning visuals, fast refresh rates, and ergonomic designs. You can get your exclusive discounts available on asus.com to level up your setup today using that code ASUS-SFL.
Mas deve ter botar o chat do YouTube, não, tem que botar bot também nesse canal.
Yes, indeed. You know, Brook Gaming has been holding us down in the FGC for a very long time as well. They got converters, they got fight boards, and they also have the Brook Fighter Starburst, a new all-button controller for next-gen consoles. It is an all-button arcade controller designed specifically for these next-gen consoles. So it's all about making sure you play as optimal as possible on your PS5s and beyond. So definitely big ups to Brooks Gaming. They obviously have the Wingman FGC 2 and the Gen 5X fighting board as well. Please give them a shout when you can.
Damn, dude, that's bars. As optimal as possible. It just rang. I feel like that's got to be some sort of slogan somewhere.
Hit me.
You know what to do?
Hit me.
So, with that in mind, our next match coming up, again, this one's going to be so lore-studded, right?
Agora Quaixou versus Two Games, a menina do Blaze amassando a gringaiada.
Saw what had happened in our introductory match between one of these teams. Will we see the same results? Will we see a different
Nossa, velho, tomara que tenha Blaze versus Xiaohai de novo, pra ver essa Maia apanhar igual King de skin.
King de skin.
É.
Olha o cara, velho. Então você tinha montado um Silver, né, Gabriel? Eu vou montar um carro maneirinho aqui.
Silva Games.
Só pra te acompanhar aí.
Vou montar um Colora.
Você tá escolhendo?
Colora.
Olha o Silver sim, tá?
chegava com todos os status no máximo. Só que ele tinha um detalhe. Quando ele chegava a certa velocidade, você ia virar e ele capotava.
A vantagem é que nesse moção nossa aqui, os caras mexiam muita coisa. Então, tipo,
No GTI, né? Eu percebi que eu fiz ele aqui, ele não ficou todo 100%.
Alright, let's get it. Game over, yo. Too easy. Beast mode, baby. Sure thing. Let's take it. You know what they say. If you rock the boat, prepare to get washed. Let me play.
Make way for the ninja star. Roxinha, as I command this stage. When poison prevails, it's a wonderful feeling. I have you. Another mission awaits.
Aquele... na aerodinâmica não, só vem pra ajudar no resfriamento do motor, dependendo do motor também. Ah, tá, eu tô em mente aquele do capô, sorry.
Não, do capô ele funciona pra
burrice minha.
Desculpe.
O do capô ele serve pra resfriamento e tal, mas
sim.
o teto não presta.
If the meal is to survive, our people need help now. I will not idly sit in the throne as our nation faces its death.
Our village has long kept these canines as our wards. This is a threat to our very way of life. You're not the only one here who's curious about Lady Amara.
The future of Azuria rests on your shoulders, and you sat yourself down right in front of an assassin. Are you out of your mind?
The living mountain, Yamatsukami.
A gente tá tocando a mesma música.
Ainda não. Deixa, tem que configurar lá de fora do jogo. Vou sair do jogo agora.
Esse não usa o mesmo
Red Bull gives you wings.
Salve, chefe. Bom, boa noite. Bem-vindo. Até no YouTube ficou free class. Muito bom.
Right back into it. Show Gaming versus 2Game. If you guys had seen it before in the previous week, what am I saying? The previous half, it was the...
Battlefield? Dá pra jogar umas partidinhas depois. Mas acabou o multiplayer, só tá o Battle Royale. Confesso que o Battle Royale, depois de você jogar multiplayer, dá uma desanimada.
Now, I prefaced it during the break, whether or not we're going to get the same type of results or not. It's really up to KSG.
Yeah, 100% right. KSG, that was really where we first saw them. We saw Mickey, I believe, go at first. Tried the Cammy, didn't really work out. Switched to the Mai, and then we just saw Mai.
Nothing but Mai.
And 2G shut every single one of them down, right? Whether it was Brian, whether it was Juninho, and then Blas versus Xiaohai at the end, they were able to take down every single Mai. So they're going to be ready. So I have to imagine that Jen is in the regular lineup. He won't be saved for the tiebreaker like he was in their previous set.
Yeah, so on top of that, now you have to think about 2G being on the away side, whether or not they're going to utilize Shaka. I know they didn't do that the first introduction. So we'll see whether or not that's going to be played out or if it's going to be like the typical roster with Blas as the anchor. I want to see Juninho Ross again. I want to see where he's going to be placed at. I think he's extremely pivotal towards setting the pace of the match.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like all those bandits,
o Guilherme aí também tá quente, velho. Deve estar, né?
Aqui tão causando
que abafado, negão, quando chover vai ser bagulho doido.
Where you want to be. He's so good at stopping that. And Brian's very similar with the DJ, right? Like, he doesn't let you ever get comfortable with the DJ, whether it be just surprising you with the quick drive rushes, harassing with the soul bots and the other long range options.
Right.
So many good stuff. But let's see what the actual team order is going to be. Who is going to be bringing out the point battle to start versus
KSG,
2G, yeah. Oh, yeah, 2G's
vai ser o Brian que vai jogar primeiro, o Chaka, a Boss vai ficar em terceiro.
I like that. I love the audacity of sending out the Dalsum. Like, I'm so used to seeing Dalsum more on the reserve
esse Chaka é da Argentina.
Just because of Street Fighter League Japan, but
o Blas vai jogar em terceiro, o Juninho em último. Vou dar do Juninho. Cara, agora na moral, eu achava melhor deixar o Juninho primeiro do que o Brian. O Brian joga bem, mas o desempenho dele na SFL não tá tão bom, não. Não, esse Brian é do Job. Essa é sacanagem, o nick dele é Brian Job.
But it was typically either you 40-0 a team or you lose 0-40. How do you guys come back with more consistency this time?
We're studying more. We'll try to make less errors. And we adopted a strategy along in these polls. I cannot tell it, but it's a good strategy, and I think we will be a good surprise again.
Okay, now of course we can't give up too much, but as far as this strategy, all I'm asking is this a specific player strategy or an overall two-game team strategy?
Well, it's interesting because we play almost all the team plays with off meta. I play Luke, he's not that good right now. DJ, people say he's not that good, and also Dowsing. So I think the character selection is making more surprises, even more than the strategy. Yeah.
Okay, so you're talking about this character thing. Now we seen Blas, all of us at home. Well, I guess I'm not at home, but me and everybody at home was surprised seeing him go with the Sagat the whole time. We seen no Ryu. Might we see some different characters from Blas this season?
Well, he's very comfortable with Sagat. Yeah. We played with him yesterday, and he said, "Oh, Sagat is very good. Some places he's better than Ryu." So I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Okay.
Sagat is coming. Yes. Most of the
time. Now, last thing I want to ask you about. Honestly, were you guys at all surprised that you performed as well as you did? It's your first season of Street Fighter League. People would expect Blas to do an amazing job. I don't know if they knew that. Brian Job, of course you've been to Capcom Cup, but I don't know if they expected everybody else to cook up the way you guys did.
Oh, well, maybe, yes, it is the first time, but these guys are very strong. Yeah, Brian studies the game every day. Shaka plays like a monster, and maybe because people don't look at the region, maybe they think, oh, these guys are gonna not perform so well. But yeah, most of the guys are very strong, and getting that together with Blas, that is maybe the best player in the world, in my opinion, we have a great team.
Juninho. So I know that he's already speaking English, but I think that needs a little bit of a translation, okay? Because that was nice English. What he's trying to say is, y'all ain't know because y'all wasn't looking at their region, but their region probably nicer than yours. And Blas the best in the world. And I'm not going to lie to you, Juninho Ross, I already been a couple times. Y'all can't see us. We already 40-0 in teams. And in the second half, we're about to do the same thing. That's pretty much what Juninho said. Very well said, brother. And we're going to go ahead and kick things back to the desk.
Honestly, I think a very accurate translation from Rob TV. Like, legitimately. Like, people do not pay enough attention to South America. I think that's changing now, obviously, with the rise of people like Blas and whatnot. But they've been a killer region for a long time. They just don't get as much international exposure as some of the other regions. But, yeah, this plays in South America, Central America, all the Latin American countries have been monsters at Street Fighter for a long time.
Yeah, as individuals, that is for sure. But now into the team format, we're definitely seeing it within this season of Street Fighter League US. All monsters, according to pretty much everybody.
Ia ser melhor ainda se eles tivessem dado um jeito de pegar o
Yeah, and it was just so funny to me to see like Juninho be like, look, bro, I know you are trying to prowl for other characters.
Os americanos não odiassem o bolado a ponto de não dar visto pra ele, mas tudo
like, this Sagat is what you're going to see. But right now, we are going to get to see Jen. Right? That is what we thought was going to be the main change from Kwai Show, was inserting Jen into that starting lineup because the Mize got shut down last time around by Brian, Juninho, and Blas. And of course, we got Brian to start this, but we are going to get Shaka in that secondary position, presumably facing one of the first Mize. But we could see Mickey Cammy because Cammy does have decent matchup against Bison. So.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but we'll get to that when we do, as we are going to start this with Gen on the Bison, going up against Brian on the DJ, which I love Brian's playstyle and his DJ, just so sick.
Yeah, so one of the biggest things that I'm automatically looking at is how Gen is going to adapt towards this particular style of DJ as he plays DJ himself on off days, or even like during Street Fighter League as well. So he's got a lot of understandings of the character itself, but we'll see if that's going to be enough against Brian Yo. This is going to be the first game already out of the corner. A couple of lights, no finish into the Sobot.
Yeah, I honestly completely forgot Gen's main character before this was the DJ, but still, anybody can get hit by a sway. That was a great wake-up sway, but a better perfect parry from Gen. Both players fighting tooth and nail right now. It's so even.
Forced to hold all of it too, and he was very close to burn out Brian. He's trying to make some defensive decisions. I like that perfect parry against the drive impact on the way out too. He gets the Sobot much closer, and it's a strike throw mix. Eventually falling victim is Gen to the throw.
This dude, Brian, has the clutch gene, man. What a conversion right there on the forced knockdown, recognizing that juggle point as well. Just so smart. Been seeing a lot of backdash from both sides as well to avoid some proximity block.
For a split second, I thought that was a hell attack. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Jab, I was like, wait a minute, where's the follow-up?
Oh no, the flip back into the corner. Didn't quite get far enough with that slow back walk speed from Bison. Oh, but that was quick enough for that.
Not going to spend the critical art, not critical art, level 3. Obviously, he's got so much life to work with. But Brian actually might make the comeback. No, it's again a very awkward exchange off with a double drive rush. Gen coming out the victor on that.
Actually, a little bit scrambly at the end. Tries to catch a check on the drive rush with the scissor kick, but Brian just sailing over with the sunrise heel. Gen was able to counter with the cross button.
Ooh, still catching with the Sobot. That's going to be blocked. Parried even better. Drive rush on in there with the fears, making it hurt real bad. Also retaining this 3 bars. So difficult now for Gen to get out of this corner safely.
He does find it though, challenging the heavy slasher, right? Not going to be a plus on block.
What a check against the drive rush. One of the deadliest things that DJ does have at his disposal. Level 3. Damn, son! The dump out of the damage using the rest of that drive gauge as well. All from that Shadow Rise expansion.
Bruh. Gen's routing on Bison. Yeah, he's got all of the kill combos on the back of his hand. Well done from Gen right there. It's a big thing on this character, right? Your routing's got to be super on point, whether you have the mine, your resources, all that. See, the damage output is huge.
Tried to press a button on +2 after the heavy Sobot. Brian still maintaining some of these frame traps, and now even more so all of these throws going to lead to so much backing away from the sway. No follow-up. Gen falling susceptible to it, and a ton of damage just based off of throws. Brian with a huge rebuttal into game 2.
Catch domination in that round. What a way to bounce back. And we talked about the tone setting for this 2G squad.
Oh, jumps himself into the corner though. Gen has to create some space. No, that is a punish counter. And DJ can definitely dish out off of the punish counter light into the heavy Sobot.
Exactly right. Yeah, 5 that like it. Whoa. Just hovering over him just long enough. Yeah, Brian. Oh my goodness, Brian has been fighting back every time he's gotten low on this drive meter. He's been very active defensively. Right now, Gen. Oh, he does wake up with level 1 to protect his own drive meter. Both players now looking to go to burnout. Beautiful hell attack. You talked about that earlier. Gen does find it this time.
Just to get the chip away at the drive gauge. Can he score it? And he does. That was actually because Brian had committed to the crouching heavy punch. Regardless of how you spin it, Gen now looking at match point off of that drive impact. Good call out too against the drive gauge situation that Brian had. He was going to be forced to throw out a parry, but not going to be the case.
Yeah, exactly. We talked about how active Brian's been when he's gotten low drive meter, right? That was another situation like that, but Gen tries to bet on another reversal level 1. This is bad, brother. Machine gun punch directly into the level 3. Massive advantage for Brian, both life and drive-wise.
Set it up for yourself. Drive rush on forward. The parry attempt from Gen, but still gets counter hit.
Nossa senhora,
velho. That could have killed.
Yeah, he spent the OD for the conversion, though, so he's got to work through this whole burnout meter. At least he's got the corner, but lands it with the drive reversal. That's going to put you even closer to Chip. The backdash gets clipped. We talked about that earlier as well. There's been a lot of backdashing in this set already, trying to avoid proximity block. Main way to call that out, drive rush after the normal.
I don't mind that exchange from the side of Brian. Actually getting the Sobot to interact with that drive rush forward, but Gen does get the counter hit. Not going for the bomb setup, by the way. Immediately into the Psycho Crusher, excuse me.
Both Again, beating him to the driver's button this time, putting the mine, using that to get the throw as well, but a perfect parry on Wake Up from Brian. We're going to switch it up.
Oh, tem ponto e tem o GTI.
The first time we saw the jackknife put the tool away. Zhen getting the big punish counter. Now looking at
a plataforma do gol e do gol foi a mesma. Tanto que porque aqui não tem, mas o gol GT. O gol GT 1.8 turbo, ele é parecido com o Golf GT. Só que de novo, eu acho que até veio pra cá, mas é edição limitada.
Both players very active in that scrambly range where they feel that their mediums are superior. Oh, the medium kick does strike first for Zhen this time, though.
Just within range. Goes to try to press the button upon Wake Up with the Mine Rock.
Oh, he did not respect the advantage from the mine either. Level 3 afterwards. Huge damage here.
Jesus Christ, that was like how many interactions from the same Zhen?
Oh my, the perfect does close it out. As honestly, both of them looked a little surprised that they don't have to play anymore. That damage.
Tinha que ter deixado o Brian do job pro último e colocado o Juninho
right?
Yeah, dude.
Gotta have your routings on point because the reward this character gives from certain hits, you gotta maximize those. Some of the best in the game.
Thank God it doesn't have a reverse.
Caralho, o Vexball fez a barra, irmão.
That's the first time I'm like, you know what? Maybe he doesn't need it.
Man, but yeah. Great stuff from Kwaisho, right? We figured that they'd insert Zhen into the lineup. We saw the Mine didn't really work out up against 2G the first time, so they send the Bison to the squad with Zhen, and he brings home a W. A really smart adjustment. Again, that's the opportunities you get, right? You start to think about it a little bit more. You get that intel from round 1. You get a couple of weeks break to make sure you implement that intel properly. We get a bounce back like this.
Yeah, and you saw how much of the drive gauge he was really utilizing, even outside of the combos too, right? Although he was rather predictable when it comes to the drive gauge, or at least some of the drive rushes you see Brian starting to stop it a lot more. He wasn't deterred by that, right? He was still adamant about using some of these reversals, adamant about using his drive gauge more efficiently. But man, the combo extensions he gets off of that, the damage on top of that is just so destructive. It's what led to the big W against Brian after just a couple of touches in that final round. Insane amounts of damage.
Yeah, then we saw multiple times where it felt like Brian had more than half his life and just died to the combo that Zhen ended up going with. So yeah, but that is how he gets down. And that is one of the big strengths of Bison. So big ups to Zhen, putting 10 points on the board for Kwaisho to start this. It's exactly how you want to go up against 2Game, right? Obviously, you always want to get W's and no losses, but getting that first victory up against 2G, who was just able to snowball so heavily, as a paramount. So now we're going to see who Kwaisho sends up against Shaka on the Dalsim. Which one of their players is most comfortable in this unorthodox, funky matchup?
It has to be the Kami coming in from Mickey, right? Like, that is his tried and true. Although he had switched off to Mai. Actually, if anybody uses Mai against Dalsim, I felt like that would be pretty effective, right? But I think Kami might just be the overall pick from Mickey against Shaka if he decides to go up second. I mean, there's obviously VX Bao, there's obviously Xiao Hai as well, so we'll see. It's gonna be VX Bao with the Bison. Excuse me.
I was going to say, yeah, despite all of them playing Mai, right, they also all have secondary characters because Mai obviously just got released this season. So a lot of them have their previous mains. VX Bao, of course, we first got to know him on JP in this game, but obviously Bison has been his main for quite a while. And then the Mai has been putting in a lot of work now as well. But after that performance in that first set with these two teams, it makes sense that VX Bao is going to be starting with the Bison rather than the Mai.
Funny enough, I know he has an Ed on the table, but I wouldn't want to play like Ed against like Dawson. We've seen that matchup develop in a very interesting way out in Japan and also like amongst international waters for some of these CPTs. So although I am surprised thoroughly to see VX Bao up here, with the Bison, I'm very excited to see it regardless. Damn, son.
We got the clean shaven alternate for VX Bao as well. We get the costume changes when we get a break as well.
Somebody's got to change that photo eventually. Setting up the mine against the Booger, man. I'll tell you what, man. She's trying to stick and move as much as possible, but right now it's all VX Bao.
If your boogers are that color, go see a doctor, please.
Facts!
That's neon green right there. Boogers should not be that color, bro.
Rich, come on, man.
Level 1 here. Oh, actually does the burnout. I wasn't sure it was going to. Oh, DI as well, sending him bird watching. Putting a W on the board.
Man. He's really picking and choosing his spots with all these driving backs and also the positional awareness
Tô
from
assistindo
Shaka.
negócio aqui
Getting himself
depois,
out of the corner in that fashion. Really well played, but now we get the big Yoga Noogie setting him up. Some of the Yoga fires.
Guilherme, pô, amassa Guilherme.
Oh, yeah, just ducking up on that one. Sees him, goes to flow, just tries, and then we get a
chamou de
jump
café
in.
com leite, Guilherme. Eu não deixava.
He tried to go for the back medium punch, right? Just a little bit too much recovery on the divine kick.
Exactly. That's it could be tough trying to anti-air after you whip a normal. You got to be really on point with it if you're not using something like a DP. And right now, VX about really controlling this corner. But we saw last round it kind of started this way as well. Shaka was able to turn around, but not this one.
Jesus Christ. Just back
Deu
to back
trabalho pra eu ganhar dele. Eu ganhei acho que só
VX
2.
coming back in full force.
Tinha umas
Now seeing
30
3
partidas
bars.
de
Could be highly destructive if he gets that opener.
Again, yeah, that back medium punch you talked about. Primary anti-air responds to the fireball, straight going through it. Now it's time to smother Dawson, right? This is where you want to take full advantage of his lack of defense. He's got 3 bars. Will he bet anything? Not quite yet. VX Bow just bet on throws until then because he knows the damage on put on Bison. You throw tech, that means you're dead. A VX Bow, great identification right there. Switching it up once the kill condition was there.
That's the first time I've really seen him kind of commit to getting the throw. You've had a couple of chances to take a couple of more as Dawson, a couple more throws as Dawson. You could either even try to go for like maybe the drill kick, maybe even a slide, but it's difficult, right? Like if he catches your normal, if he catches what your intentions are, trying to go up to the air with a meaty, like a proper meaty, it's going to be destruction either way. So it's hard to just sit still again against someone like Bison. Letting those throws and the damage accumulate, it's one thing mentally to take it. You get the urgency to kind of press a button, but you have to understand with 3-bar Bison, you have to play that game. You have to sit there.
And that's the thing is Shaka is so good at being an active Dawson, right? Like he's so good at putting out a fireball and playing around it and whatnot, but we saw a lot of that just nullified via the Psycho Crusher from VX Bow.
Os carros são parelhos. Se ele tivesse pegado o Camaro, aí era sacanagem.
Oh, and do stuff like that, bait out the Psycho Crusher instead, by just going into the Yoga Float and then floating backwards.
Detalhe, eu acho que ele tá até em desvantagem, porque o combo é bem pesado.
Take to the skies, but back to the ground game we go. Ready for the
ele é banheirão pra tu fazer as
He was more than ready for sure. Backdash right before that scissor kick. Nasty.
Totally anticipating the ranges from VX Bow. Now he's going to be the aggressor for slightly. The Psycho Crusher actually slightly delayed. OD version. VX Bow now gets the opener. Immediate drive rush jab to catch the check.
I think he's staying crouched. Oh, never mind. Thought he was still crouching, but he was not.
How often do we get to see that Sunburst actually catch somebody?
Legit. Really good knowledge, though, from Shaka. Knowing the type of frame kill and meaty scenarios that Bison likes to go for.
Oh, a little bit of an exchange. Shaka still maintaining the life lead. I like that tech from the side of DX.
Cara, eu realmente admiro os malucos que conseguem jogar com Dawson, velho. Que o boneco estranho do caralho.
Not giving the high 10 right there. Both players here being very disciplined, not quite punishing the throw tech.
Não, pra quem conseguiu tancar, prender ele, pô, mas sei lá, ele é muito estranho, velho.
Double dash in his grill like that. Oh, pressing buttons back.
É porque não é o estilo de jogo da gente.
Being so free with the buzz right now, trying to prevent VX Bow from getting close. The chip is there as well. Great identification. What up, just like that, Shaka.
Negócio que eu descobri, eu me adapto melhor
at perfect time, like 4 times in a row. Just not letting VX Bow
Você também, você gosta mais de boneco chuto. Então seu melhor boneco é o quê?
Legit. UFC champ right there, Dawson.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to fight that guy in the octagon.
Hell no, son.
Just stretching across the cage.
Por exemplo, o boneco Zoner, assim, que é legal de jogar, que eu até consegui entender mais ou menos como é que funciona, é o Gaio.
Yeah, you know, good point. You gotta grapple him up. That's what VX Bow was trying to do at the beginning of this. Oh,
não, o Gaio eu
no,
consegui jogar bem de jogo, eu consegui jogar com ele. Agora, por exemplo...
So he just stuffed the drive rush cancel.
Dos 5 eu não joguei, ele é bom, o JP que também é zona, o JP pra mim é muito estranho, é um boneco muito estranho. Eu não tenho que ir pra jogar o retardo mental,
I love how little he's throwing fireballs now. It's such a great adjustment. And VX Bow just got clipped. Like he parried and just wasn't blocking after.
É, acho que só pode, porque...
Hella damage incoming. Jesus. And he gets to reapply.
That's so sick. Like when he gets the long combos into the reapplied mine. Oh, and he tried to throw to avoid the mine explosion, but VXBOW knows that trick. Conserving the meter as well. Really confident that he'll be able to get this kill without spinning it.
Come back. No, morrer.
Catching him in air! What a juggle!
That was ridiculous. First the force knockdown juggle point, then the drive rush juggle point. My goodness, VXBOW. Last round.
And a big jump in to start. OD scissors, heavy mine. What do you do about it? Dash up, trying to get a throw bait. Still gets to counter it. You might actually be dead. No, okay, maybe like a hit. Maybe like one more hit after that. Reapply the mine, he's at 50%. He's at the threshold. This should be more than enough damage. It might just be lights out. You have one more OD left. OD Shadow Rise.
Yeah. Oh my, bro, he is no longer with us. Yeah, Dawson, to the afterlife he goes. 2-1 with the perfect from VXBOW. Great stuff right there. It looked like Shaka had the adjustments, honestly, going into that third game. Really liked the frequency. He was not using fireballs out. He was looking for a lot more yoga floats into sniping the different options. But VXBOW just right back. We saw some delays on the Psycho Crusher that clipped the end of the yoga float instead. Really phenomenal set.
Yeah, if fireballs weren't going to be the thing against VXBOW, he was definitely looking for any sort of movement that he could predict against Shaka, which was like the big adjustments. But also, I think it was more so against the defense from Shaka. It was rather difficult, even outside of the ranges of medium, standing medium punch. Sure, you're zero on block, but like even further out, the way he pushes you back, you're not going to outrange this man. At least from trying to utilize the closer normals that Dawson has. And VXBOW was banking on that. And even so, if you use some of the normals that are like longer startup but further reaching, that will get clipped as a counter hit, which we saw.
Yeah, exactly right. Like for a character like Bison in this type of matchup, like you really got to utilize your spacing traps. And that's really what VXBOW did so well here. Whether if it was like minus frames from a distance away or whatever, he wasn't really letting that just be the end of his turn. He had plans to kind of take his turn back from Shaka in those instances, and they kept working out. So great stuff from VXBOW, getting that perfect, just the damage shaving off of Dawson.
Little side note, I love seeing the forward heavy punch while also being able to get your charge immediately into like the Psycho Crusher. I'm like, it's not too difficult to do, but man, it just looks cool. You see that overhead come through and he still has time. It is such a sick combo. But 20 points from the side of KSG, a huge difference in comparison to how we saw it play out in the first half.
Yeah, remember 2G 40 bombed these guys. They 40-0'd Kwaisho in our round 1 match a week or two ago. So that's already an incredible adjustment from Kwaisho, and it's on the back of the Bisons, right? They're like, let's throw Gen up there. VXBOW start with the Bison. Let's see how it goes up against the Dawson. Now it's up to Bloss to try to tie up this set from 2G. As again, when it comes to their placings on the leaderboard, right? 2G is in a nice spot. They're in the playoffs right now. They got a lot of points, but obviously you can't just get 40 bombed on. That's not what they're looking for.
Hell no.
Especially by Kwaisho, who can start getting back into that playoff hunt if they do get a 40 bomb of their own. And we are going to get the run back of that round 1 match. This was one of my favorite sets from round 1 of SFL, was Xiaohai versus Bloss, because obviously we know how much Mai is a terror, how strong she is, but Bloss had all these nuanced answers to the character, right? After low Tiger shot, he took so many advantages of that being -7, knowing that Xiaohai was going to do something afterwards. Usually it was the reversal fan, so he just shut it down with a jab. He was able to punish it. If you shut down a jab, if you do jab after that reversal fan from low Tiger shot, you are plus like 25. Yeah, it is. Like, I labbed it during the break, and you are literally plus 20, over plus 20. So you have a massive amounts of opportunity to punish. We even saw him do that up against Crossovers Mai when he did a DI instead after the fly. Or after the reversal fan. So you really got to be, if you're Xiaohai, looking out for these moments where he makes you block low Tiger shot. You can't autopilot into whatever you usually do, because Bloss is very honed in on that and exposed it a lot in their first set.
Now it's a matter of like whether or not Xiaohai is going to go into like the charge fans though afterwards, right? Like whether or not he's been cognizant of that that response that Bloss has been utilizing. So we'll see how that plays out. But right now, Tiger Knee just at a place where you're negative, and Xiaohai does initiate with a couple of throws now. Drive rush on in. What's the defense like? You're going to have to take all of these throws right now.
Oh, Bloss, just getting the empty jump out. Decent for him. They're going to be utilizing that Tiger Knee a lot as well. Try to catch the startup of these fans. Stand medium against ball. Very potent tool. We tried to hit that one, but it was charged.
It's one of the things we were looking for, to see how Xiaohai tries to change it up with the fans.
That was so smart, because he hit it and it was charged, but he hit it so it was an extended hurt box, so the fan drop wasn't actually on top of him. That was so smart from Bloss. OD trying to bully his way in. Xiaohai getting the whiff punish though. Looking very clean to start this set.
Yo, Punk was not kidding during that pregame interview. He's like, yo, this break is only going to make these guys stronger, right? With all the data that they had. Oh, you committed to the target combo?
Yeah. And Blas, he will commit to these target combos on Sagat, whether it's the stand medium kick one or that one, just to try to catch the opponents off guard.
Check the lows. We do get the punish counter against the medium punch. Xiaohai looking much cleaner in this matchup, by the way. And you know what?
Ô, Boi, dá uma olhadinha na live pra
and I
tu
like
ver.
that. Now catching some of the delays from the side of Blas. It's Xiaohai in turn again.
Oh, man. And again, he is working around that stand medium kick so much better now. But before we get too hyped, their last set did start the same way. Xiaohai got the first game, and then Blas was able to run 3 straight back. So this could be a similar fashion, but the way Xiaohai is looking, I don't think it's going to be like that. This one seems much closer just from the start, because the way he has been whiff punishing stand medium kick has been immaculate.
You see Blas trying to take a little bit more aggression with like these slight steps forward, but now it opens up himself against Xiaohai. This punish is going to be huge in terms of the momentum swing.
What a fade out right there, and then again, not letting him escape the corner for free, but we do wake up with it. Blas will not be deterred. Xiaohai even challenging the plus frames on the Tiger knee right there.
Oof. The roundhouse getting blown up. Blas now throwing out the standing medium punch, as he should. Punish counter. Damn, son.
Yeah, like her stand jab does not have great range at all. So you try to punish that -5 Tiger Nexus, and oftentimes it doesn't work out.
That makes sense.
Oh, and just the hezzy right there, blowing up Xiaohai's timings. Yeah, you got to be like point blank to actually get the punish with Mai up against Tiger Nexus.
Hopefully that's something Blas gets to utilize even further. Right, we'll see how that happens, though. Damn, son! There's so much damage!
Yeah.
Oh, that was a punish counter.
Yeah, caught the parry attempt. Oh, and then
here comes the high step kick, the big stepper.
Oh my goodness, again. No morality necessary, brother.
What is that damage?
My man Blas.
What is that
you
damage?
can throw your morale in the garbage, fam. We're only big stepping. One up just like that. And again, that's why I said let's not get too excited, because the first set between these two, Xiaohai won the first game as well, and now we're already tied up like we were in round 1.
You thought you heard Mr. Morale? Hold on.
You thought.
Oos. You get the punish on the stand fierce. The hezzy on the medium punch does clip. That was a counter hit. For the Oki, he just drops the back roundhouse. Back fierce, excuse me. Hello.
He's looking for it. He's continuing to step on him. I'll tell you what, Blas, this dude is a mad kid from a good city. You do not want to test this guy.
How many more can you bury?
Honestly, his defense up against Fire fans is so good. Like, he eats the throw here, but often I see people get barely any reward.
That was early!
Indeed it was. Xiaohai tried to check it. He does find it there, though. Catching Blas, committing to something a little bit lengthy in startup.
Yeah, that was just like a raw drive rush, right? I think he played as normal as much as he could to be within that space to intimidate with standing medium punch, perhaps. I would imagine it would be standing medium punch. Oof. Oh, punish that! That next too far out off of the cancel the crouching heavy punch.
That's huge. Blas is usually so good at spacing those Tiger Nexus.
What we do now is Xiaohai to intimidate. You got 4-3 now. Oh!
And again, it's trying to respond with that roundhouse. It's a big button for Mai in this matchup because it's one of the only buttons that has the range to contest with Sagat's range. But as you can see, it does leave her open to big whiff punishes like that. Blas has the corner now.
Oh, plenty of time to react. He even threw out a normal drive rush on in there. Still has some left in the tank to drive rush on in if need be. Doesn't need to. I don't think Throw will do it.
We tried to find it anyway, though, and Xiaohai bet on it as well. Oh, my!
He is sick!
The perfect parry into the jab. ODDP to go through the bounce as well. Nah, this dude's fan defense is on another level.
People going nuts in the back rooms
I hear
right
like hyena calls coming from the production studio. I don't know what's going on.
So level 1 coming in from Xiaohai. He's pissed. Brother, what a call out against the fans thus far. Blas is really picking apart this matchup quite well with his character.
Like, it is ridiculous how much people don't get. Look at that. He even got more drive meter right there. Xiaohai did find some damage afterwards, but he's just so strong at defending against Fire fans.
Oh, and you are so right about the Tiger Nexus not being blown up. We do get the target combo pull up against the whiff normal from Xiaohai.
It's that roundhouse, right? That's another move that we talked about. It's key for Maya in this matchup. Sagat plays at that range where a lot of the time you're not going to be able to actually connect with anything besides that blaze.
He tried to take his turn after a low step kick as well. OD uppercut from Blas.
Huge bet. He would have lost the game if that was blocked. Oh, you're dead, brother! The overhead, level 3 after this DP. Oh my goodness. Blas, he might have the most accurate, like, knowing when you're going to die to my combos in the game.
If there's a term for that,
like,
yes.
yeah, like I'm sure there is some type of term that's better than what I just said, but like he immediately knows. The moment you cross that threshold to where you are going to die to one of my big combos, he finds it.
Yeah, he's always cleared out a route for lethal every single time, and it's been so tough to play defense against, right?
It is.
Actively, passively, whatever way you want to spin it, it's just almost near impossible with this kid.
Yeah, because the damage on Sagat, right, you often don't think that you're in that kill threshold. There it is again, right? Beating the fan with the jab.
He just be punching those things. Paper thin.
It's so smart, man.
Uh-oh, counter hit. He went for the Nexus Ender. For the safe jump. Oh my god, damage to the drive gauge.
Yeah, Sagat is so good at pulling your drive gauge down. Xiaohai finds some relief now. We'll just go straight in afterwards. Blas forcing the issue here.
I like that, especially after the target combo too. Nobody really expects the follow-up.
Yeah.
Especially on block.
You see you just blocking these out again.
Ain't that the sickest looking animation exchange?
It is, bro.
He just throws the bows to it.
Again, just trapping him in this corner here, forcing the issue with the drive rush cancel. Blas is looking for a neutral jump as well. He did that in their previous set. Caught Xiaohai a couple of times.
Oh, what a stop against the drive rush. Xiaohai. Plenty of damage on board.
Yeah, he's not going to take a chance here, right? Considering he put himself in burnout, he's willing to invest the full 3 meters to ensure this kill. Very smart. But one thing that Blas does when it comes to those neutral jumps in this matchup specifically, right, is that people always like to make you deal with something when you land. So people will throw projectiles, he can hit the fan, right? If you don't charge it, he'll fall with a really delayed late button and then hit your fan and then go in afterwards. So be on the lookout for that. But a clean, perfect parry from Xiaohai.
And we get the corner carry on top of that. But Blas trying to clear out the space away from the corner. The Nexus coming in. But Xiaohai, he still can't find the rebuttal because he gets pushed far back. As you had mentioned, the whiff punish is there against the mediums. It's looking like the same exact fashion as game 1.
Blas tried to bet on the wake up level 2 right there. He's really escaping these corner with these empty jumps. Xiaohai, though, that was a huge bait out on that wake up super.
Ooh, you saw maybe a button from the side of Blas, but he was absolutely ready to lock down with the standing heavy punch. Xiaohai tying it up. It's a different story now.
And Xiaohai, honestly, he had really good Oki reads in their first set. Just after that first game in their initial set, he didn't get a lot of chances to do that again. So this time, we see him knocking Blas down a little bit more, having these right reads on these reversal attempts.
Blas a little bit more active with the fireballs this time. The Nexus too far out again. Xiaohai, only thing you can really do is kind of rebuttal with a heavy punch, right?
Indeed. Caught him with the bounce fan as well. Blas going to escape that one. He's so low on drive, it's tough to commit to anything, right? He tried a DP trade right there, but even that got shut down.
Oh, he's caught the timing against the charge fans. Medium punch just within that timing. Get the sweet punish counter. Xiaohai taking advantage of a burnt out Blas as you should. You thought the throw was coming? So did he. Level 1 now.
The sweet whip punishes from Xiaohai have been so impressive as well. Oh, the anti-air is there. He's noticed Blas has been trying to escape that corner time and time again with these jump-ins. Xiaohai, man, this has been quite the adjustment.
Don't tell me it's another 40 bomber. Don't tell me it's in a different fashion.
The other way? No shot, right? Xiaohai, that's going to be a good reward off the parry just because of the corner carry.
Give me that. No longer trying to block out the Nexus.
Baits out the parry and gets that one as well. Oh, we see Blas holding the parry as well, just trying to get as much drive meter back here. Wants to get over that 3-bar threshold.
Good defense from Xiaohai, just backing away. Nice call!
So sick.
Not even taking his turn. He walked back and then went for the throw. This is more than enough damage. Xiaohai, KSG, they get a complete 40 bomber against 2G, an entire, I want to say entire rebuttal. That was quite the response. Dude, he has dissected the way Blas want to play to a T.
I love it. I love the way Xiaohai adjusted from set to set. That's one of the beautiful things about Street Fighter League. And getting to see these players go up against each other multiple times, that you could see what they went back and worked on, what they decided to switch up this time. And Xiaohai had some immaculate switch-ups, right? The Fire fans, like, he didn't really need to throw them in neutral like that. He used them a little bit once he established how strong his own ground game was. Just incredible stuff. And a lot of the time in that first set, what he would do after throwing an enhanced fan is he would dash after. And that got him blown up multiple times. Boz would check the dash. He jumped at the end and clipped the dash to end the set between them in the first go-around. This time, we didn't really see that. We didn't see any dashes after the fans. He started playing a smarter game. You see that right there, right? And that's what got him clipped when he tried to dash after. Wow. Boz is so good at checking that option that Xiaohai recognized that, stopped testing him, and just started playing an alternate my game plan. It was very smart.
And it was also kind of wild to see what his decisions were when it was his turn, right? Like one of the step kicks that did get blown up, it's going to be obviously not Sagat's turn to press, but he would just kind of like walk in and out of the ranges to keep you guessing. Yeah. And also, the control that he gets on offense has been so difficult to contest. No matter how many times you try to practice against this guy, his options on offense as Mai in the corner, it still keeps you guessing.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you brought up the fact that he danced around those ranges, right? Like, you could tell his whip punish game against this character, he worked on it between the sets. Like, he is not letting the stand medium kicks whip without getting punished now. He punished a crouch medium punch. Both of those normals are very hard to whip punish. So he deliberately went there and practiced it. The sweep is one of the only reliable ones against that stand medium kick from how far away Sagat does it. And we saw him sweep whip punish it multiple times. Just immaculate adjustments from Xiaohai.
I love that for KSG, and also 2 game. They still have so many more games to play off. And with the amount of points that they have currently with 150, I don't want to frame it this way, but obviously you can give some points up just to get yourself like ready for the rest of it. They are in 3rd place currently, but still with this second half and the way that these teams are adapting, obviously KSG is the prime example. Yeah, you can't be giving up points for too long, man.
You can really definitely see why Punk was like, let's just keep playing. Like, I don't know the break. Let's not do that.
Imagine if we did. Imagine if we did and how much of a different outcome we would have had this go around.
Oh, man. But let's kick it to Rob TV and Kwaisho Gaming to feel or see how they feel about the victory.
Okay, now, of course, congratulations to KSG for an amazing victory. But before we kick this interview off, I had Brian F. and his whole chat saying that they had a conspiracy and didn't believe that we were actually live. So here is your proof. We are live, coming at you for Street Fighter League US from Los Angeles, California. Now that said, Xiaohai, in the first half of Street Fighter League, you guys started off slow. You told me that you were not confident and the team was not confident. You come back here and get a 40-0 victory. Are you guys confident now?
Sure, I'm come back. We are come back.
Oh, you're good. It's working. Yeah.
Wait.
It's working. You're good, Xiaohai. Okay, so you said what were you saying? So you guys are confident now?
Yes, I'm confident. Yes.
Okay, and early on in Street Fighter League in round 1, you also said that you want to make sure that you could lead a team, a full Chinese team, to victory at Street Fighter League without Mina or D there to lead your team like it was with Team Bandits. Do you believe that that's working out now? How do you feel about your leadership skills with Team KSG?
Yes, sure. Because maybe this time we get 40. My teammate performance is so good. Yeah, so I believe we can and I can lead them. Yes.
Now you are sounding like Xiaohai, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, Team KSG, on paper, one of the strongest teams that we have. Started off a bit slow, but just like that, 40 ball, getting it done. We're going to see if they can keep that momentum going. Let's go ahead and send things over to our commentators.
I love the way that Rob framed that, and I love the fact that Xiaohai coming in, I am confident. Sure, he may not have meant it that way, but it sure damn feels like it in regards to how he's playing. KSG coming up as one of the premier teams, finally showing that they really are with a 40 bomber against one of the hottest commodities this season.
Absolutely. You couldn't have asked for a better bounce back, right? To 40-0 the team that 40-0'd you to start round 2. That was their first set in round 2 of SFL US. Like, they got to be on cloud 9 going forward. So definitely, I think they have one more set today. I think they're against Shopify Rebellions to end our match.
I want to say you are correct. Okay. They are our 5th match of the day. And, ooh, after a hot start, best believe they got a lot ready in the tank. Dude, the adaptation in regards to like the matchups that they need to put out there, and also like what needs to be done character to character, has been so phenomenal. Just based off of the showing, it gets me excited to see how they're going to adapt to each and every one of the L's they took in the first half.
Yeah, it was sick, man. To see, like, I felt like they kind of came in and we're like, all right, we're going to let the strength of mind really do the heavy lifting here, right? And they got woken up real quick, right, that these players are ready for that character. You have to be at a competitive level for Street Fighter 6. So they brought out the Bisons this time. They let the real main my player in Xiaohai be the only one to play it. And what an adjustment from that first set up against Blas. Didn't get caught by any of the little tricks that Blas really represented in the matchup in round one. Just super clean stuff from all of them.
Yeah, really love that. And also, there's just so much more left on the table for the side of 2 game. I want to see how they bounce back from that as well. They had a couple of points to give out on the table, just a little bit. Them being into the standing of like 150 points for 3rd place, I think it's just okay for now, but this is where they really got to step it up and get into gear earlier rather than later on, because these guys have made the adjustments. It's clearly here. So again, it's going to be a dice roll for the second half, but we do have to thank our sponsors that have come through for this season of Street Fighter League US. Going into it, obviously, SteelSeries with the glow up coming in as one of the most winning headsets in any other brand in esports history. Pro players have won so much more prize money utilizing SteelSeries gear than any other brand. And for them, we highly appreciate them being a pivotal part of Street Fighter League US this season.
Yes, indeed. And also shouts to Corsair holding us down with the Nova Blade Pro, the official leverless controller of the SFL Pro US. You're ready to witness the fastest inputs in the FGC, courtesy of Corsair's Nova Blade Pro. We actually have one in studio with us right now as well. You can see, I want to put it, I just want to put the buttons up to the mic.
You should.
Just to
hell yeah.
The ASMR on this leverless is a premium.
It feels
stuff
good,
right?
It feels good, and I've seen a lot of players utilize it thus far. I'm
great size as well. Like honestly, like perfect size between like easy to travel with and still like thick enough to be sturdy. Yeah, like give me a bigger stick.
I still have to pick up one of these bad boys as well. The extra buttons on top of that for extra movement if need be. If you don't want to use the traditional like thumb button for your jumps, and actually the placement of the buttons is pretty imperative too. Yeah, there's like hella extra buttons on this bad boy. Now I think about it, this has got to be drive impact. That's got to be parry. Right?
I was gonna say Corsair knows the environment that we play fighting games in now, and we need as many buttons as possible. So big ups to Corsair for the Nova Blade, and of course big ups to y'all for joining us on SFL US. So far we only got 2 sets in there. But of course, we're not going right to break just yet. Excuse me. We got one more lovely sponsor to thank, and that is, of course, the collegiate Street Fighter action that's going down right now. We want to make sure you are all hip to game. We got Capcom and Play VS are working together to level up collegiate Street Fighter 6. Join Fall 2025 College Street Fighter Tournament happening December 12th through the 14th, right? So that's going to be next weekend. Open to all college students in the United States and Canada. So please, if you're in North America, if you're in one of those 2 countries, register. It is open now. You can scan the QR code on your screen or visit stadium.playvs.com.
It's pretty excellent to see. Play versus teaming up with Capcom to give all these opportunities for students. Like, we had this kind of back and forth between myself and Sherry over at the last World Warrior recap. I'm like, where was this when we were students? You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Like, can I go back and like maybe like rejoin a university for like, some language courses?
I was gonna say, can you USC, UCLA hit us up for some esports lectures? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying, man.
We've been around the block, but we'll make some of our calls. We'll get some people on the phone. We'll give you a chance. Grab a snack real quick. We're gonna take a quick break and then be back with more Street Fighter.
E aí, galerinha que tá vendo aí, cadê ninguém mais dá um salve, tá todo mundo quieto, cadê vocês?
amaze me. Don't got something that can phase me. I'm too dope like I'm back in the 80s. Okay, call me and I'm gon' slide. Slide up with me for a hell of a ride. You need a couple wins, they ain't doing it right. Hit up my line, we gon' turn up the night. I got a lot of wins on my dinner plate. Ain't coming down, gotta levitate. I know my next win is the best one, so I tell them that I'm on to the untamed.
Guilherme. O cara me deixou sozinho, velho. Cara vagabundo. Oi?
Welcome back to Street Fighter League US. We are in the building. Asus ROG been holding us down on the monitors. We've been holding it down on the comms. Ringe and Vicious here to bring you guys round 2 Street Fighter League Day 1. We've already seen some epic stuff, right? We got to see Meta hold it down again with Bandits, but we got to see the reverse 40 bomb.
God.
2G initially 40 bombs quite show in round 1. Here in round 2, they returned the favor, and they needed it, right? They were one of the ones on the lower side of the standing, so that is a big boost, while also denying 2G any points in the process.
We don't even have time to reflect upon what had happened. With these breaks, we're like, yo, we were trying to dissect the matchup even further, but it was just like a nice step outside, right back into the business, and for good reason, all right? We've got so many matches to cover. We have 5 pretty much almost every day going into playoffs, which is kind of OD. But looking into our next matchup, Falcons versus Shopify Rebellion, another one of those teams that really need the points, right? Team Falcons at a somewhat decent position with 110 points going into it. Shopify Rebellion with a little bit of a 30-point lead. They're currently sitting at 4th place, so it's going to be a pretty big turnaround in regards to who takes the big W over the other. But taking a look at the current lineup for Shopify Rebellion, Jack as jury coming up first. Knuckle-Doo with Mai. Okay, Mai with Knuckle-Doo, same thing, you know. Second place going into it. Then Dual Kevin as the anchor. And Shine for the extra match.
Indeed, right? This is one of the main teams that we were talking about a little bit before the show started about who was really switching their anchor positions a lot. Shopify Rebellion has really been switching between Du and Dual Kevin quite a bit, right? We've seen Jack primarily served as that extra clutch factor to get the tiebreaker, which he's successfully done time and time again. We got Shine in that scenario as well, which I always like. putting Kimberly either first or last, right? But when the pressure's the highest, either really try to set the tempo with the character or close it out in that 2 out of 3 format. But Jack is going to be our initial starter, so we'll see who they decide to send up against Jack in the terms of Falcon side of things.
And best believe, when Jack gets these W's, you will definitely hear it throughout the studio. My man's going to be like, yeah, I'm sleeping good. I don't know about the rest of them, but I'm sleeping great. But either way, we do have Falcons standing by for their big W. Potentially, we're going to see how they rebuttal into their first half, into the second half of the league. In fact, we do have their leader standing by with Rob TV with that pregame interview. Let's take a look at how he's feeling this time around.
Oil King, as you can see, Big Hollywood is rocking his Team Falcons green today. I might be a little biased just because my homie is on the team, but me and some of the fans at home might be a little nervous because you guys are currently in 5th place, just barely outside of the playoffs. How do you get into the playoff position?
I think, just like you say, it's 5th place. It's not yet, but it's not far away. It's close. So our team goal is try to into the playoff first. Because just like the Street Fighter EU just finished, right? The winner, the team is not like not like first place into the playoff, but in the end they make it. So that's our goal. We try to into the playoff first, and try to win the whole thing like before.
Okay, yeah, just like you guys definitely did do before. Of course, this is a former Street Fighter League US champion. Now, you just referenced experience. Do you believe that your team's experience is an advantage over the guys who maybe this is their first time here at Street Fighter League?
Yeah, of course, I will say that. I think because we are teammates like, I forget, maybe like 4 years in a row or 5 years maybe. So I think in a tough situation and decision, we will make more good than another team. I believe that.
Oil King, I'm absolutely loving the perspective. We've seen it time and time again here, ladies and gentlemen, on Street Fighter League US. First half can go one way, but that second half, that's where them real dogs come out. And we've seen Oil King and the squad do it time and time again. Oil King, appreciate your time.
Yes, thank you.
My dog.
Ué, você não foi ainda, mano?
I like that a lot, but it's so imperative, right? We talked about having the team order as precise as possible when you're on the away side, but now they have the home advantage. They got to make sure to pick apart these matchups to the best of their advantage going forward. And I love that energy coming in from their leader, from Oil King, right? They have the experience. They've been on this type of playing field for numerous years as the same exact squad. So I am expecting a lot out of this group, but it's hard to call when you have Shopify Rebellion just waiting in the wings to clip them.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, getting to those playoffs is going to be a hard just goal to accomplish in its own right, let alone winning the entire thing. But I do like the mindset, right? They know they've been there before where they might have been last to get into the playoffs or whatever, but then they go on to win the whole thing, right? It's all about when you peak, right? When it comes to a season or any type of extended type of tournament like this. It's all about when you peak. So as long as they find their groove as they get into the playoffs and get there, then they're all good, right? But we got to get there first. And with Shopify Rebellion standing in their way, not an easy task whatsoever. So let's see who's going to be going up against
no caso eles devem estar publicando só, né?
On the DJ, looking to set the tone for Falcons.
I love that. I want to see what kind of confidence Xian has going into this match.
Existe a desenvolvedora e proprietária do jogo, e existe a publicadora.
The fact that, Xian had been back at home grinding. We tried to invite him out to Tiger Uppercut this past week.
O que a empresa principal faz? Ela,
sei
lá, escolhe uma empresa para poder só distribuir o jogo ou em uma plataforma X ou em uma região. Mas o jogo é da
cooked up in the lab specifically for some of these matches.
Daí é minha pergunta.
Oh, man.
That was sick.
The Renko kicks, the second hit whiff, the driver's cancel still connected with the combo.
Provavelmente ele só deve estar distribuindo mesmo seu lance.
Now the forward throw, Xian in control, driver shot in there, he caught the movement from Jack, and still able to get the throw. I'm glad it wasn't 2+1.
Não, sim, então eles devem estar distribuindo, tá em parceria com a Rockstar. A Rockstar é caralho, eles vão vender o direito de
predicting a back throw, right? Thought Xian would wake up with a throw tech.
Ali é a mina de ouro que eles jamais vão abrir, mano.
Yeah, he thought he would immediately press back right because of the minus frames off the target combo, but a big drive rush check.
Aí você se muta aí pra não vazar.
Jack needed that as well because his driving here was very low. Oh.
I like him pushing the issue now on offense, right? Because Jack only had 1 bar, just below 1 bar of dry gauge left. That was actually so smart. Empty it out. Now both in burnout, excuse me.
Indeed here, but yeah, I was going to say, she has got the corner with DJ right. Can really start abusing those air slashers. Get some chip damage or the Sobot. If there's some type of trade scenario that pushes them out, well done.
Damn! If that's not the highlight of both characters, I don't know what it is.
I was going to say, 2 of the best drive rushes in the game. Can't blame them for the 99-second start.
Oh, too far out. Ooh. We still with the punish counter as well, though. What a juggle! Okay, Jack, that was mad damage!
Indeed, right. Choosing to spin that last little stock. Make sure he gets the juggle for a bit of extra damage. Oh my goodness, the sway. Beating the crouch medium kick and side switching in the process. Didn't catch Jack trying to escape.
It's the second time, by the way. Sien has thrown out a lot of these medium normals. Now he's implementing the throw back to back. He can do it one more time for a big kill, but it's kind of dangerous. Jack actually was sitting on CA, and Sien, he went for the jump option instead. Wouldn't let go of that pressure temporarily, but this big opener off of the drive rush, I mean, who could have saw it coming, right? Wow. A little sarcasm on that one, but who could have saw it coming?
That's right. When it's Jury, you got to expect the drive rush is always in her back pocket. But Jack, he did it in that crouch medium kick. That's another thing about her is that she's got a very far-ranging crouch medium kick. So that combination of a very far drive rush with that button, it'll just catch you slipping more often than not.
I forgot to mention, like earlier on, as we got the introductions to both teams, I didn't realize that Falcons were the ones that got the 30 bomber against Shopify, 30-10 in that first week. So it's obviously a pretty solid start. But right now, Sien being able to dump out that level 3 rather early, harass the rest of that drive gauge if need be.
And that means they got the 30-10 while they were the away side, right? Since they're the ones that get to choose. So yeah, they're in a prime position. Take down Shopify again here. Takes down Jack's drive gauge in the process here. Now, good luck, brother. You don't have anything to defend yourself with. Just looking for the chip. He didn't even try to DI him. Just chipped them all the way out. Chien.
Yeah, when you have the checkmate scenario, the scientist is going to be able to utilize the rest of his test results against Jack. Now, funny enough, Jack definitely had a little bit of drive gauge left to possibly implement a drive reversal to prevent himself from getting burnt out while being under pressure.
Yeah.
But that didn't come out, and as soon as Sien got the go-ahead, he's like, all right, well, all I got to do is just make sure my strings are airtight and chip them away.
Yeah, we see players utilize that strategy a lot nowadays where it's like, okay, it's inevitable that I'm going to get burnt out, so rather than like either I'm already in a true block string where it's going to burn me out, or I'm in this scenario where I can bet like on a DI or a parry or something like that, right? And now players are just tending to not do that instead, rather than try to not spin the meter on a bet with parry and DI. Just drive reversal them off so you can get some space.
We'll see if that adjustment is going to be made if that scenario comes out again. But you're starting to see what the objectives are for Sien, particularly in the corner against Jack, right? He's starting to put the layers on with the meaties first, and then start to throw in a lot of the throws, a lot of the potential shimmies that could be. And he's very cognizant of what meter you have as your character is sitting there taking all of this pressure. So we'll see if that situation comes out. Now, instead of drive rushing on in, they both walk up to each other instead. What is happening?
Yeah. Both walk up with the button press. Jack just beating him by a frame or two. But Chien, he got that back throw. The little hezzy right there, blowing up Jack's delayed option.
Oh, punish counter all the way in.
I'm surprised Jack was still able to check that drive rush. I wonder what Chien was doing afterwards. Just thought the punish counter would allow him to get in.
You do get a little bit out of that, too, off of that standing medium kick. But either way, Chien let go of that offensive pressure temporarily. Jack's still in a lot of trouble. A single hit will do it. Ooh, what a punish counter.
Wow. And then it caught him reaching Chien. He wouldn't have died to a throw, but he teched anyway. And now he's going to be the one that's dying for it, Jack. What a clutch out right there. Probably one of those situations where Chien, he's like, you're obviously going to throw because you don't think I'm going to just like throw tech, right? Because I died to a combo, but no.
He's ready for it regardless. Set it up nice and easy for him to get that first round. Oof. Interaction, I think, much more in favor of Jack. Oof, give me that startup. That Sobot kick just getting rid of whatever it is that Jack wanted to do.
And then Chien, a little bit of jab after the funky slicer.
What? How is he so ready from that close of a range? Feng Shui now. We know what we want. We want that drive gauge. Oh, we'll get it out of Sien's own volition.
Yeah, he ended up looking for a parry to try and preserve the rest of that. Got his backdash clipped right there. Thought a fireball was going to come, so it looked like he tried to go there. But I don't know if that works against juries. Nice job, level 3. Yeah, I don't know if that low profiles or it's actually projectile invul. I forget. But either way, Chien is going to get his drive meter back now. Jack has no meter whatsoever, so the DI is guaranteed. And Chien is going to put himself one round away from putting the first game on the board for Falcon.
Chien calculating all the possibilities quite well. The startup actually getting blown up. That's sunset here.
Something like that.
Getting pulled up. Sunrise?
Sunrise? I think it's sunrise. Because it goes up like a sunrise?
Yeah. True. I'm never going to get it right. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll put bet on the end of the season that I still don't get it right.
Oh, nice job. Now let him get out for free, but wasn't too much afterwards either. Jack didn't have a lot of meter to drive rush cancel that or anything like that without being burnt out. Huge!
Drain drive again. That's going to be parry. No, it's not. Actually, I thought he was going to have time to maybe block, maybe parry, but it was a counter hit against Yen. You tried to wake up with what, a fireball? You got Renko'd instead?
Jack doing a great job identifying those ranges. Renko kick just on the edge of the hitbox. Nullifying. And yeah, you could tell that Xian thought he was going to be too far away, right? That's why he went with the air slasher on wake up. He was like, surely could throw this out there because Jury's not going to have anything to close that gap in time. But she does, man.
Jack got the lineup on his mustache too. He's a grown man now.
Okay.
Por isso que eu desisti de aprender, vira boneca divertida e tal.
There you go.
That is nasty.
Chega nível que você só
ran right into that.
Empty jump out, didn't get punched on landing because of that, and the big fierce go through.
Também já 9 da noite.
Sit still, just damage to the drive gauge, trying to get a sway on. Perfect parry, still in time. Did he recover from a normal first?
Yeah, just in time. It gets the shallow knee drop as well. That's a very fast jump in.
Eu já perguntei de uns 3 lugares diferentes. Ele sumiu. Se fosse acontecer, eu
bar down here. Oh, we backdash to avoid that first part, but still has such a long way on the Wild House pull off.
I like this much more for Xian, right?
Yeah, he's in a great position here. Meter-wise, oh my goodness, and the counter hit on the fierce. Coming through, back to 1 round away again.
Push him so far forward for that medium punch. And now a plethora of different medium punches from the side of Jack. Checking down below, Xian sitting still. Uh-oh, punish counter. Damn, son.
That was so sick, the trade combo from Jack. Looking like Sam Presti out here, but here we go again, checking it left and right.
He's been mad consistent with that range. As soon as he sees green, crouching medium punch has been the big interrupter tool against Xian multiple times over. It's been very closely studied between the two. Match point for both.
Now, they've started the route so similarly so often. Now we see the walk forward jump in. The air to air from Xian has got him in this position. Oh yeah, respect these air slashers.
Começa bendita dessa coisa de fogo.
They're delaying so much. And what a jump reset caused by Jack.
Indeed, right. Xian was already committed to the OD air slasher, got him clipped.
The trade, the OD sway, actually that interacted with the fierce.
Yeah, knocked the DJ down. Normally, normals don't do that when you jump in like that, so he does get a trade combo, but he didn't because his Jury finds the overhead and the level 3 to follow. That's gonna be it, bro. Yeah, I was gonna say both players, they can get up because Jack secures the victory for Shopify Rebellion.
Just in case they had to just sit and wait for it a little bit.
It.
Even Jack was kind of slumped over. He's like, wait. Because nobody's moving. Uh-oh.
Capaz.
I'm uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable, I'll tell you what.
What?
Olha.
The team! The dub!
Okay.
Sorry to get out of focus. I got real scared for a second.
I get terrified every time he does it, but it's Xian.
Toda vez que esse mouse tá ao vivo, ele mete essa olhadinha pra câmera, seja em qualquer
to start things off for the Falcons, but man, that was definitely a battle of attrition.
Yeah, and it was a really tough break for Xian because so often it gets damn near every other character. That trade that he went for gives him a full combo. It gives DJ one of his most damaging combo starters in the game. But because it was the Jury jump in, that down fierce that just splats you as soon as it connects, he couldn't get the trade combo off. That was nuts.
You see some of the big nuances that Jury does have outside of that drive rush too. Like she's able to kind of like push herself forward. It's rather difficult to check, but also like when you're put into a position where you can't actively check, you're susceptible to the low or the overhead.
Man, that Renko kick, such range on that bad boy.
I really want to know like what they were talking about. It's like, man, you got to throw in some of these overheads. He's been checking your drive gauge or drive rush a bunch of times over, but right there in between like a string, right? Like canceling off of a normal to do it. That is kind of dastardly.
Yeah, I felt like he hadn't gone for a lot of them, or like you say, he checked them a lot of the time, so he established making Xian block. And in those situations like that where Xian knows he could die to making the wrong move, right? Some type of frame trap or counter hit or anything like that. he is going to be more inclined to block, which is exactly what got exposed. Great recognition from Jack at the end.
My man Jack with the stare down reminds me of the startup of the Indiana Jones ride. Right? You stare into the eyes of the idol and you get whatever wish fulfilled, and then you get turned into stone. I'm not trying to be about that, Jack. You gotta fix up the staring contest stuff, man. I'm terrified. But all jokes aside, 10 points on the side of Shopify Rebellion. Can they do more with it as NuckleDu gets ready to play?
That's a great start, right? You highlighted the fact that Falcons was able to defeat Shopify Rebellion 30-10 last time they played against each other, and that was with Shopify Rebellion having the home side advantage. So the fact that they were able to come out here, get a victory on the away side to start this off, that is a tremendous way to begin this. And they are going to send DCQ on the side of Falcons to be going up against NuckleDu's Mai.
I'm loving this, right? I feel like NuckleDu has had a ton of experience going into this second half against a lot of the Bison players within the NA region. Yeah. But DCQ, there's something different about him, right? Like when it comes to the adaptation attribute, he's got that like pretty much maxed out. He is easily one of our favorite players to watch because of said attribute. He's found so many things in regards to like what he's fallen short to, how he's made it like better for himself throughout the seasons that we've seen him play. So I'm kind of curious to see what kind of a different Bison he's showing off against NuckleDu's Mai.
Yeah, DCQ, he's got great adaptations, and he's got a great like offensive gambit game plan. Like, he is a real 2 out of 3 type monster. We've seen a couple of sets with him in SFL where he's just like gets a perfect. I think he's got a double perfect in SFL, honestly, with just like these gambits at round start. I think it was him versus Psycho where he was able to get a double perfect off of him, and it was just purely off these offensive gambits, right? Like immediately switching the type of habits that he's showing the player first to the round by round, and it's just so strong with the way he switches it up. Like, he'll start drive rush 99 seconds, next one it'll be drive rush scissor kick, right? Like, he is just so like almost robotic when it comes to how clean he's able to switch up his options.
I can't like take my eyes off of like DCQ's shirt. Like, I don't know if this is intentional, but Zootopia 2 comes out tonight, by the way, I think. So
Z-Bros?
The fact that he's
sorry.
The fact that he's got the shirt on today, it's got me wondering if he's a fan or not. But either way.
You know, Zootopia is actually extremely big in China.
Really? Yeah. Oh, it's already out. Okay, but yeah, I didn't know it was extremely popular.
I believe there's like an amusement park or something like that. Like, there's like some type of theme park dedicated to Zootopia, and it's in
crazy.
China. Yeah, it's super big in China. So
how the hell do you know all this? That's pretty sick.
Z-Bros, bro.
Alrighty.
Shout outs to Punk and Roman Reigns. They play the zebras in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, they play.
You're blowing my mind right now.
Buddy Cop Zebras. We'll get to that in a little while. But yeah, NuckleDu. Oh, he was about to run away with his first round. So DCQ, a nice backdash in the corner.
The only Buddy Cops I like are Samuel and The Rock. I'll tell you right. It didn't last that long, but
aim for the bushes.
There goes my hero, DCQ. On the way to harassing NuckleDu in this corner. The mine is on. Oh my God! The timing of it all.
Oh man, yeah, just completely deleting the rest of that life bar NuckleDu was trying to hold on to. And we've seen this. Bison, the damage output has been ridiculous. DCQ, his routing is as strong as Jen's. He's always going to find the kill condition.
Now look at the mine applied once more. NuckleDu stuck on the East Coast. He tried to bet it all off with that low medium kick. The drive gauge in danger, so is his life. 2 bars from the side of DCQ. The mine is still on him after that throw. Forced to hold it. Another set of throws coming in from DCQ. Knocking on the door a little bit with that light. OD fan on the way in.
Yeah, he chased the backdash down as well with the drive rush, and that crouch fears from Mai goes so far, but the level 3 as well has plenty of range, and you can't just throw a fan for free. Well done from DCQ.
A quick 2 rounds coming in for the Falcon squad. Looking rather confident in DCQ for this matchup too. I think it's more so the offensive layers that he's already starting to put down against NuckleDu, right? He's banking on now, I feel like, going forward, whether or not NuckleDu is going to use these OD uppercuts just to get, alleviate the pressure at least one of these moments.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to start using it a bit more frequently, how he's going to try to establish the fan game. Again, Bison has a couple of answers to it. We already saw the Psycho Crusher once. We saw level 3. Level 2 is also a great anti-projectile super. And that big fierce, bro. Yeah, it's plus frames for Bison. Just outside the range, though. Sweet punish. He'll take it. That could not have been what he wanted.
Absolutely not. He wheeled back in the seat a little bit.
He was like, I had charge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that is kind of funny to think about, actually.
Oh, man, the whiff throw. Looked like it kind of was trying to tempt NuckleDu into doing of his own, but level 1, gonna relieve some of this pressure.
OD fans coming out. Double jump forward!
Bruh. Gotta be real scared. Taking advantage of that bounce, knowing that he can do another jump, and it's gonna be tough to anti-air. Nice scissor kick out of the range, though. That's another option Bison has to combat some of these fans.
Yeah, I think would have been max range. Oh, past the fans with the DI. Drive rush on in. Overhead getting thwarted.
Oh my god, yeah, the ground bounce off the mid-air overhead hit.
Mais um.
It's the jump, that's so tricky though. You would honestly think he's gonna try to throw you back into the corner. That is still a strike throw mix, but even after that, the layers after that, with Shadow Rise, OD Stomp, you're still plus.
Yeah, exactly, right? Even if that's blocked there, it's still DCQ's turn. Just, again, his sequencing and type of offensive pressure strings are immaculate. Right now, though, NuckleDu is gonna try to significantly hinder a lot of those things, right? By putting him very low on the drive gauge here. Have just a sliver left.
The perfect parry still, Sweet Chin Music on the way down, gets to apply the heavy mine.
Again, he had to do that perfect parry timing, super on point. If he doesn't get that perfect parry, he is burnt out.
Yeah, imagine if NuckleDu had thrown him instead, right? That could have changed the dynamic of this round alone.
Yeah, now DCQ, look at that. He's back in the green after that perfect parry and has the corner against NuckleDu. That was a huge swing. And this level 3 to cash out and put NuckleDu now with just a sliver of drive gauge left.
Now it's whether or not NuckleDu is able to perfect parry on the way up. If that even happens, NuckleDu, he can't do it! He can't do it! And of course the drive impact's coming out. NuckleDu had no bar to spend 2 games straight from the side of Team Falcons. Now, this is going to be terrifying going into it. Can Dual Kevin get us into that extra game?
We're going to find out, man. That is for sure. I got to say, yeah, the DCQ fit, it is other levels of breaking my mind. So not only is it the Zootopia shirt, it's the nice cardigan over it, and then he's got the NBA branded sweats. I don't know if you saw that, but legitimately the National Basketball Association sweats on as well. So yeah, it's cracking me up. But nah, yeah, impressive showing from him as well right there. And yeah, as you mentioned, right, NuckleDu, I think he was trying to jump out in that scenario because he thought that maybe DCQ would expect him to parry, so like, I'll go up and throw you. But instead, it was just immaculate coverage from DCQ time and time again.
Damn, son. Oh, I was way off in regards to the score. Excuse me. For some reason, I thought that was like the Falcons first and foremost. My apologies. I forgot it was just the kid at the very first top of the part of the matchups. But 10 apiece. 10 apiece. We are not going to go into the extra matchup. It is solely reliant on the anchors between Dual Kevin and who knows, really, to kind of cover the Rashid matchup going forward. Now, I would assume possibly Oil King to step up to the plate, but we have NL who's doing a phenomenal job from that first half.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's got to be NL, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking NL. Like, Oil King, I was going to say, has played a lot of Rashid himself, so maybe they want that because of it. But NL has just been so consistent and so stoic in that anchor position, beating some of the heaviest hitters, right? I believe he beat Blaz and Menardi.
That's right.
Yeah, right. So he beat some of the biggest, heaviest anchor position players so far in round 1. So here in round 2, they feel that's something they don't got to change, despite wanting some more points. They're going to leave him there to take on Dual Kevin for Shopify Rebellion. Man, oh man, the Akuma versus the Rashid as well.
I'm really looking forward to seeing like how NL's taking his time off of the break to really clean up his Akuma play. Although he had taken down the big guns, it was kind of wild to see like how he did it, right? There were some moments where he dropped some significant things.
Yes.
And as Akuma, you cannot afford to make any sort of mistake, right? It's something that we've been harping on since we've seen the character. You make a mistake with this character once, best believe you are going to die being the glass cannon of the group. But as much damage as he could take, he's also one to dish out just as much damage if need be. Again, he is the Swiss Army knife. He's got so many options to open you up. He's got so many pressure strings to lead into erroneous defensive maneuvers. He's definitely the full package, and NL definitely want to wield that knife pretty well.
Yeah, he's really well balanced in terms of optimizing all the tools in Akuma's kit, right? Whether it be the air fireball, the demon raid, the tremendous walk speed that this character has. So we're going to see what he utilizes up against Dual Kevin here. Hello, Dual Kevin. Playing patient as always, but he did get clipped by that forward fears. It's one of those things, when you play patient, you have to deal with these long-range options that characters like Akuma have.
Yeah, and he's clearly going to be outranging someone like Rashid quite often, right? Hence we see Dual Kevin now pretty much stuck in this corner. He has to pick and choose his spots when he wants to throw out some of these lights, when he even wants to jump. And even the Dual Kevin special of throwing out that medium at max range to get a counter hit, I don't think that's going to be ringing out too true just yet, except when he decides to extend with the low medium. The sweep is on point from Dual Kevin. Oos!
Yeah, Kev's got some of the best whip punishes in the business. You saw that was only the second whip button from NL that got clipped, and now he's able to find the conversion after it. Dual Kevin, or excuse me, NL kept trying to press after. The throw again here. Oh, and then just a slight hezzy backwards to get out of throw range.
And it's so nasty too because it comes off of a run animation, so you're thinking to yourself, he's gonna be point blank, right?
That's a great point.
Ooh, give me that OD escape. NL trying to gauge the distance, and Dual Kevin is the one to strike second against that whiff normal. Right, give me that throw again.
It was that forward fears. That's what NL clipped him with in the first game. He just outspaced it this time. Now the frame traps are finding home as well.
So difficult to come back from. NL doesn't. Oh,
spin mixer at the very end right there, and he tried to wake up with something. You saw the reversal, but Dual Kev keeping it nice and tight, not allowing a gap to be found.
We talked about the pressure that NL can put onto somebody. Dual Kevin right back in full force. So difficult also with the amount of mixes that Rashid has in mind, also has present within his kit, that makes it so difficult. Even some of the frame kills that Dual Kevin kind of throws out there still leaves him within range for the strike throw mix, as we saw just now.
Indeed, that time though, NL finds the buttons, that light kick. Oh, and that baits out the OD spin mixer.
Do it again. Okay, never mind. Get the forward throw. It would have worked.
The slight hesitation right there, enticing Dual Kevin into pressing something. Then the deletion, bro, the routing from Akuma. Next level.
That was so fast. Oh, big exchange off of the fierces. Counter hit coming in from the 6th framer. Crouching medium punch to start off. Throw the parry.
After the forward fears, I just think he thought Dual Kevin was going to walk and throw him, I guess.
He called it right, either way, right?
Definitely got it.
Dude! Word! Excuse me?
That was yeah, that was nuts. Like the kind of bait into a tick throw, like fake. Like he did drive rush jab and then like walked just outside of range and pressed the button rather than wait for any type of throw tech or anything like that. That was like covering a bunch of options that Kev could have done. That was very meticulous from NL.
I hate that we said it at the same time, that we stopped at the same exact word. And then you used the word that I wanted to use. That was nuts indeed. What in the hell is that timing from NL? That was mad impressive.
Because yeah, that's like, because the reason you don't just wait for a throw tech there, right, is because obviously the opponent can press a button back. So he just goes with a light at a timing that perhaps would beat Dual Kevin pressing like a medium or a heavy instead, not just covering for the throw tech. That was really smart.
Yeah, and that crouch jab, I don't think it would have hit, even if you have that extended or extended hurt box on him.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I think it only hits if you actually press into it like we saw there. And now a jump here to dodge Kev's pressure.
The back throw is everything to start off with pressure too. Drive rush, medium punch. Excellent tech from the side of Dual Kevin. A lot of drive rush being thrown out there from the side of NL. Looking rather dry now. It's Dual Kevin's time to strike. If you can find that first opener, you get the sky high to prevent the dive kick from coming on in. Level 1's gonna get blown up. Drive rush on in there, Kev. Get hella damage. Enhanced mixer. The sky high doesn't even need to do any sort of fancy extensions.
Both of these characters, bro, it feels like they could just do every special in their kit in a combo.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah,
pretty sure. He almost had a big reward right there, but nonetheless, that's still a good lead. And then responding to the Demon Ray dive kick.
I was loving the defense up until that point. NL now showing off the jump air fireball as another option. But Dual Kevin, he's trying to swing within the range of the medium, and NL knows it, right? He's throwing out forward medium kick, he's throwing out forward fierces, and now more of the fireballs. And Dual Kevin actually caught onto it. Does get the big punish counter off of the roundhouse. Let me get the level 2 Isar.
And now he is going to get burnt out, but he waited until the Isar dissipated, right? Get some space up against the Rashid. Good timing on that.
Fiquei atrás de time, eu sei Deus, meu amigo.
Oh, just drag him to the corner because he's in burnout. Oh, and then test him, right? With this amount of life lead, you're only going to eat a level 1 at most, and if you don't eat a level 1, you win the entire game. Love the risk-reward calculation from Dual Kevin.
I feel like it would have been different if NL had not been clipped by that initial roundhouse, too. Yeah. That big chunk of damage was like, all right, if I get another string on him, I can guarantee this DI no matter what. So that was an excellent choice from the side of Dual Kevin, but more fortuitous, if anything. Him clipping that roundhouse was definitely the green light to go.
Yeah, it's another consequence of playing Akuma, right? Those little stray hits, they mean so much more up against Akuma because of how little life he has. So stuff like that tends to add up a little bit more than it would against regular health characters. And then again, we already find ourselves at the corner. Kev trying to keep his foot on the pedal as well. Oof. Beautiful, perfect parry. He got the low version as well.
Yeah, great anticipation in terms of like when Dual Kevin wants to press. I mean, obviously after that fireball, it's not going to be Akuma's turn, but it's one to kind of predict a low coming out from the side of Dual Kevin. What does he say? I still don't know what he says. It sounds like your mom's got a cold.
That's what I was going to say.
I swear to God. Dude.
Oh, no, why you're talking about my mom, Rashid?
Dude, come on now.
She one of your viewers?
Akuma don't like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh.
Hella damage.
OD spin mix. Let's get every special in the combo. Dual Kevin on set point.
Damn, son. Ooh. Fireball to stop the drive rush on NL. Letting the fireball drop a little bit more. Standing light kick. I want to say that was like a medium from the side of Dual Kevin getting blown up.
Nice job. Not letting him escape with the sky high. And now we've seen him turn it around when he's got his back against the wall, right? When he can no longer lose. This is one of those scenarios. He's not going to spin the level 3, though. Wants to save it for a potential final round, and that's what he's going to get. Yeah, dude, NL unlocks a new level when he's like, oh, his opponent is on set point. It's ridiculous.
That's bars.
Oh, man.
New level. I see.
Unintentional.
No, I felt like it was. Like I'm kidding. 3 bars apiece from both ends. Could be a pretty expensive start. Dual Kevin, you could get yourself started with a level 2 if need be, but it's going to be after this next set of knockdowns. But NL finds his way out, and the corner positioning off of that back throw, pretty important with the drive gauge currently set in your favor.
Oh, Dual Kevin, you talked about it, the key, right? The classic Dual Kevin, the stand medium kick from long distance. He found the conversion as well, the level 3. That's enough damage. 3-1. Shopify Rebellion brings it home.
Ain't gonna go down in the first half like they did earlier, right? It's gonna be Dual Kevin revving up the engine right out the starting line, man. And he was trying to break that setup. Did you see him?
Yeah.
As soon as he landed that level 3 sequence, he's like, I've been here.
Yeah.
He was channeling against Rob TV's energy. He was doing it as he was in previous seasons. He's like, I've been here, man.
Yeah, and Dual Kevin relied upon in the anchor spot, right? The whole set was on his shoulders, and he brings it home. You can see how much faith that his team has in him. For good reason. He's been one of the most consistent Street Fighter 6 players out of North America for the entirety of this latest CPT season, and he's proven it here in SFL as well.
Brother, this is the type of energy I love to see from both ends.
Yeah.
Right? I love seeing the way that the Falcons are slowly starting to adjust towards everybody. I love the fact that Dual Kevin is already out and ready to go as the anchor position with all the pressure against him. This has been very enjoyable to watch in terms of this set. Now, although NL, it looked more so in his favor in like that first game, Dual Kevin was the one to walk away with that first W.
Yeah, and then NL just came out blitzing him in game 2, right? He tied up the set so fast. But that's the thing with Dual Kevin. It is very tough to play fast against him, which is so ironic since he comes from Marvel. But he is such a patient, like a stoic player. He's just going to wait for you to whiff punish because he knows his offense is extremely strong. He just needs that first knockdown, that max range stand medium kick that he seems to find so often. Immediate hype and pop off of upon getting the level 3 as well.
I don't like that the teammates are laughing at him mostly. Like, they pop off with him. But as soon as, like, you saw the Dual Kevin pop off, you see Uncle Dude just laughing it up. Like,
oh, man, that's just the veteran presence of Dude, right?
It's so funny, man.
But yeah, you always got to love that. You always need a player like a Dual Kevin on your team, though, right? That's going to feel those victories. That's really going to bring home that energy to the entire squad. That uplifts the whole team rather than, you know, just being like, good games and moving on.
Yeah, like he immediately changes demeanor when he go to, like, shake hands with the rest of the roster coming in from the Falcons. But, man, there's nothing more clutch than a medium kick and Dual Kevin. Name me a better duo.
Yeah.
Honestly, like Rashid standing medium kick and Dual Kevin, like chances are that's going to hit like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
It's insane.
just has that sixth sense, right, where people like to press buttons at that range, and I don't know if it's just underestimating or how he picks his timing so well, but it always, man, counter hit, full conversion every time.
Hate that normal, dude. That clips everybody. Like, it clips me in ranked 9 times out of 10. I've seen Gotchkun utilize it, but I feel like by far, Dual Kevin's probably the best with that button.
And it really feels like it goes back to just how he plays the game in general, right? Like, he is all about waiting for the whiff punishes. He's all about dancing at that range where you really want to press your best normal, and he makes sure you whiff it every time. So great stuff from Dual Kevin here. And let's hear from Shopify Rebellions along with Rob TV.
Shopify Rebellion with a huge victory, starting this season off, at least the second half of the season, the right way. I talked to Knuckle Dude earlier, and he said that you spoke to a sports psychologist.
Yeah.
Looking at the way that you're playing, I'm wondering if the sports psychologist helped you or if you helped him out. What happened with that sports psychologist?
Man, it was a good talk. Like, that was my first time ever doing that. A lot of external factors I felt really helped me within these 2 weeks that we had off. So I was doing that. I put myself I checked myself with my fitness game. I've been going consistent, trying to eat right and everything. Because the first phase didn't treat me well. I was dropping a lot. I feel like I wasn't playing my greatest. So I feel like I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm not going to tell myself to not drop that combo, right? So it's like, let me try to figure out externally what I could do better.
That external point you bring up, I'm glad you bring that up because we heard about even another team. We heard about Bandits talk to sports psychologists. We're hearing about you guys doing that. We're seeing people flying to Japan to practice. This season, how different is it as far as outside of just being good at the game? Does it seem like there are more factors than that when it comes to succeeding at Street Fighter League this year?
Yeah, for sure. Because Street Fighter League, I think a lot of people said, at least the players, this is probably the hardest tournament because it's not just playing for yourself now, you're playing for other people, right? So the nerves are like no other. So when you are doing a long combo, like a Rashid combo or something, you can't be too nervous, otherwise you're going to drop it, right? But you're going to have to do it, not just for you, but for other players. So it's just, the nerves are like times 100 in the tournament.
All right, now let me talk to my man's Jack. Jack, little ass afro. Now, of course, so far this season, you have been cooking up. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you. Let me know, did you expect this season to go this way, and how do you feel about your performance so far?
Let's just say that I think every time I'm on Street Fighter League, I do pretty well, and it's been proven before in previous seasons. So I think, I don't know. I don't know about the team format. I don't know what it is. It's just I lock in all of a sudden.
Okay, and right now, Shopify Rebellion as a whole has been doing exactly that, locking in. Congratulations, fellas, on a big victory. Let's go ahead and send things over to our commentators.
Your afro sucks.
Thank you. Thank you, Jack.
He's squeezing it at the last second.
That was expert level. That was scumbag strats right there. He was like, I'm not going to let Rob get a chance to reply. He said back to the commentators, your afro sucks.
That's crazy, son. I'm just glad he didn't hit him with, like, the height rebuttal. He just said, your afro sucks. And Rob, oh no.
I thought he was going to call him a little ass host. I was telling Vicious, I was like, he's going to call him a little ass host.
I was hoping so too.
And then instead, he just said your afro sucks. There's something that's beautiful about a simple diss like that, you know? There's no eloquence, there's no fanciness.
Your afro sucks is too powerful, dude. He spent so much time on that thing.
That's going to be like a gamer tag. We're going to see that at like EVO 2027. Somebody's going to be in the bracket as your afro sucks.
I'm crying, bro.
Oh, man. That was epic stuff.
I lost all composure. Hey, 30 to 10, great rebuttal, guys.
I was like, yeah, what just happened again? Oh, yeah, Shopify won. That's right, 30 to 10. Really well done, yeah. Dual Kev clutching out right there. It's so sick to hear about the sports psychology and the exploration outside the game as well. I want to give a big shout out to Samurai and SFL OG himself, right? Always been one of the main proponents of like studying sports psychology and looking to improve yourself outside of the game so that your performance in the game also improves.
Well, side note, from the management of the side of Bandits camp, they've actually offered some like some of that same help towards some of the players here. Like, I know you guys are going through a lot of stress. Like, if you guys ever need it in terms of like sports psychology, hit me up, right? Let's network to make sure that we're all on the same level of competition. It was actually pretty godlike to hear that from like the management side of the Bandits camp, to offer that to every single player out here. I was like, damn, that is pretty real, because like they want to make sure that everybody performs at their utmost best.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that is like part of the Bandits like mission statement, right? Is that they want to uplift the entire community, and yeah, I couldn't be happier to hear that. That's amazing stuff right there. But of course, we do want to thank our lovely sponsors that make SFL happen before we continue with more Street Fighter action. So indeed, let's get to it, as we have so many lovely sponsors here, starting with Asus ROG. Beautiful stuff. Unlock your gaming potential with Asus ROG monitors, perfect for both console and PC gamers. Offer stunning visuals, fast refresh rates, and ergonomic designs. Exclusive discounts are available right now on asus.com. To level up your setup, you can use that code ASUS-SFL or scan the QR code on your screen right now.
And we couldn't also do it without the guys over at Brook, providing all of their armory now being open to claim your championship gear. This is actually pretty sick to see, right? The Brook Fighter Starburst, a new all-button controller for next-gen consoles. It is going to be specifically designed for everything that you need going forward competitively. It supports all of the latest platforms on the market, so be sure to take advantage of that in your next tournament with Brook.
Yes, indeed, man. Always big ups to Brook and always big ups to 10-0, holding down the merch side of things. Officially licensed Street Fighter merch designed by the FGC for the FGC. You can see some of your favorite personalities in the scene modeling them off. We got Eli Joe in the bottom left rocking the Shadow Lou. We got Tasty Steve with the Burning Doll Sim. And we got Sherry Jennings on the right as well in the jersey. Everything is available right now. You can see they got desk mats, they got hoodies, they got jerseys, they got pins, they got tees. Got everything you would possibly want, and there's a sale going on right now as well. In addition, that blue flame hoodie, always so sick.
And it's cool. They actually got some of the game mats going into it as well. You see the Genbu Temple, but most importantly, the Jazzy NYC. I love that backdrop. I definitely have one of those bad boys, and it is definitely on my wall. It's not even like a desk mat. It's more so for just, you know, aesthetic purposes. But I'm a little collector of like all the pins as well. These guys have been doing a phenomenal job. And by the way, on the 14th of December, DJ, Casey, Steve, and Markman, they're going to be over in Japan. There's going to be a little pop-up shop for 10-0 for the fans in Japan. So be sure to take advantage of that. They're going to be bringing all of their goods from the U.S. over to Japan, over at the Red Bull Gaming Sphere in Tokyo real soon. Pretty godlike. But also, we got to get ourselves ready for the next match before I dive into all of the merch. I love it all. Let's take a look at what we have next before the break. It's going to be Red Rooster going off against the Bandits. Excuse me? Yo, I guarantee it. You guys do not want to miss it. When we come back, we got this matchup right heavy-handed for you. It's going to be so godlike. We got more Street Fighter 6 here.
Sete lutas, 8 lutas. Não tem... Não é assim não, é de equipe. Tipo, todo mundo joga contra todo mundo e vai somando pontos, tá ligado? Aí tem mais 4 equipes a se enfrentar. Tá na frente os Bandits estão com acho que 200 pontos.
Véi, a gente vai jogar
Cara, eu acho. Eu pelo menos não entrei mais não. Acho que não. O pessoal sumiu, sabe? O pessoal meio de lua joga um trem só de fogo. Pode desinstalar. Eu nem parei pra ver, não. Eu não gosto.
falta touch.
This year on Street Fighter League, we got what you need.
Oh my god, big damage too.
Plus friends. What a jump out!
He knows that could have been in the bag.
Just like that.
That's gonna do it, Minna RD and the Bandits. The sway's not gonna work, but it's gonna work for crossover.
Brian gets his turn.
Oh, and he checks the quick spin. Brian, y'all putting the gun away.
And Al sniping out the slide rush, clearing out the rest of his game.
Oh, deep in the play.
Ladies and gentlemen, Hope the Thought, Fly Quest are your champion.
It's a different.
Look at that.
Target scope on.
Finish counter on the parry attempt.
Ladies and gentlemen, call it night-night. Get your tickets today for the Street Fighter League US Finals.
Largou de mão mesmo, né?
Não, tô esperando sair a season nova, dia 12. Sai. Vai chegar o druida final. Não, os mesmos 3 meses. Porque eles lançam em época diferente. Agora eles vão lançar na mesma época. O jogo vai sair dia 11 e depois dia 12. Jogar os dois e jogar amanhã. Diablo 4 não tô botando muita fé, não. Agora o Poio eu tô animado por conta da DLC, porque é DLC não, da atualização que vai chegar o druida. O druida deles parece estar bem maneiro.
Dá pra você não arrancar, Maria. Arrancar o zoinho da bola.
Welcome back to US Street Fighter League. Of course, we are in round 2. We saw some sick matches a couple of weeks ago in round 1, right, where we've gotten to see some of the evolution of the sets and how the different players are going to adjust, the different teams are going to adjust. We've already seen a reverse 40 bomb. We've seen Shopify Rebellions get their revenge on Falcons. You also mentioned Falcons beat them in round 1, right, 30-10, so they get that run back. A lot of adjustments are coming in hot, man. You can see the extra time has benefited a lot of people.
I'm glad Just the Kid still was able to clap back at Rob at the very last second. That's what I've been thinking about the entire break. I'm like, I can't believe he found the perfect timing to say your afro sucks.
To deny Rob TV an opportunity to respond, that is a special talent right there. Well done,
the
Jack.
hell out of him verbally. My man was in burnout. He used all of his meter for the interview. And he's grown into such a fine personality, that Just the Kid.
100%, man. But of course, we'll see Just the Kid again in the last set of our matches. But right now, we got Red Rooster versus Bandits for our 4th set of the day, of course. We got Bandits on the away side, so they're the ones that are going to be giving us their lineup going forward, as we got Kaba, Boost, and Mena RD in the slots for the starting position, while Chris T awaits that tiebreaker if necessary.
Damn, son. So a little bit of a switch up in regards to how we saw them in the first start of the day. Really, like Boost came out swinging first, Kaba came out in the middle spot, but Mena RD consistently at the anchor spot. One of the biggest things we were talking about even before we started with the show. There hasn't really been anybody else, except maybe other than like Blaz, perhaps.
Yeah.
But I'd have to double check that again because I keep forgetting. But Mena RD sitting in that anchor spot is just so instrumental to the team's success, but also so intimidating for anybody coming against it.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Like, just knowing that Mena is always going to be there in that anchor spot with the 20 points on the line. That is just a buff that Bandits has in general. Like, that is a big mental advantage they have over all the other teams. So, yeah, it's a big one, of course. And now Red Roosters is going to get a chance, though. They're the ones that get to pick the matchups a little bit, right? So they're going to get a chance to maybe throw a wrench in the game plan of Bandits, considering they're still sitting at the top handedly.
Yeah, so one of the biggest things that we've talked about also, like the big storylines coming into the second half, is how these teams acclimated themselves to the pressure. Performances that a lot of these players have been exhibiting throughout the first half. What did they do during their break, right? That is something that's going to be answered coming in from the side of Mono from Red Rooster, because I know they spent a lot of time in Japan in between. So let's find out thoroughly what Red Rooster has to say. Standing by with Rob TV.
Mono, this year, of course, Street Fighter League, we have our halftime break. You guys did something pretty special during halftime. Let us know what went on.
Well, yeah, I mean, the whole crew, the team, we decided to go to Japan and train a little more for phase 2. I feel like we did pretty well in the first phase. Last day was kind of rough. That was the day that kind of like we dropped from the leaderboard a little. But we just got really focused and we decided just to go to Japan. We were there for like a week. And we practiced with a lot of the Japanese players. Played online. Obviously, the Scud strategy was pretty easy because Cryme, Crossover, and we were there. Chris Wong from Hong Kong, the connection was just as good. So I feel like we made the most of our time over there.
I think the only teams that went to Japan during this half was Red Rooster and Bandits. Do you think that there's an advantage that you might have that you guys were willing to go put in that extra work?
I mean, there is an advantage. There's, like I said, there's so many people to play with, and we actually managed to like go and play with some of the Street Fighter League teams over there in Japan. We went to Reject Office. We were able to play with Tokita and a few other players. So I feel like it's good practice because not just playing with them, but also discussing matchups. You know, I feel like it was very helpful for all of us. And there was like an esports cafe that we were using. We were like there. It's 24/7. You could just play no matter what. So you just pay for the hours and that's it. So we were constantly going like every day. Every day we'd wake up, have some breakfast, go back to the cafe, then
straight to work.
Exactly, straight to work.
Okay, so now as far as the other teams not going out there, right? Then it's halftime. Do you think them boys might be getting a little soft or something, Mono? What's going on? Like, why? How come they hustle like y'all?
I feel like every team needs to do as much as they can, right? Because like this Street Fighter League is like it's really. The level is really good. Like it's super hard. Like a lot of surprises. 2-game was a big surprise in a lot of the matches in first phase. Like nobody was expecting some of the players that came out, and I feel like you can't really sleep. Not on this Street Fighter League. Not ever. I mean, you always have to give it your 100%.
Okay.
Come on, Team Red Rooster absolutely has their best roster to date on Street Fighter League, in my opinion. And I believe that in the second half, y'all about to cook up. Always a pleasure, Mono. Let's go ahead and send things back over to our commentators.
A little intimidating considering their positioning, right? This is truly David versus Goliath. But I want to say, although they had that practice in Japan, I'm very much so confident in the way that Mono has structured his team, in the way that he conducts some of these practices, and also facilitates as a coach when it comes to picking out some of these matchups. And also, his Aki is pretty damn nice. We did have the luxury of playing him over at First Attack, so if it was nice back then, and also the Ws he had in the first half, best believe he's coming out swinging again. But funny enough, if you guys follow these guys on social media, on any sort of platform, the Red Rooster Camp was right there with the Bandits group. So it's like, although you are leveling yourself up, you're facing off against the enemy, the people you traveled with to power up. It's just like, that's kind of problematic, but I love that for them either way. Like, even if it's just like a small hurdle to go through right now, even though they have like practice together in Japan, it's just in the long run sets them up for success, and I hope they see that.
100%. And it feels like two players or two groups that really have a similar mindset, right? Like where Bandits, as you mentioned, we're talking about offering the sports psychologist whoever would want it. They're just trying to uplift everybody, right? And it feels like Red Rooster is doing whatever they can to just uplift themselves and try to get into that prime position. And it's cool to see Bandits offer those like amenities or those things that they have gone in and benefited from to other teams as well. It's just sick to see that they want the level playing field because they truly want to learn that they're the best.
Yeah. So we'll see. We're going to see if they actually are going to be able to take it down against another one of these teams, right? But Kaba, the first one up, it's going to be against Chris Wong, and the Luke is locked in, at least for the first game.
All right, we're sending up Chris Wong up against Kaba. Remember, Falcons, or excuse me, Red Rooster is the team that's going to be able to pick the matchup, so they feel confident sending Chris Wong up against Kaba's Guile. Obviously, on the Luke, he's going to have a little waste, sandblast and whatnot. He's got his own projectiles for him to deal with, but just in general, maybe feels comfortable in this matchup.
And the jumpings are going to be pretty critical, or pretty crucial, I would say, from the side of Luke.
That makes sense.
You could throw out the jumping fears to kind of disrupt the timing of a anti-air normal from the side of Guile, so long as he's not maintaining his charge. And Chris has definitely been one to pay attention to any sort of movement from like any sort of character, but it's going to be so much more important against Guile. Once you see him break that charge, that's got to be your green light to go. At least try to take a stab at it mid-air, or at least with the air approach. So we'll see if that's going to be the case, but let's focus on the ground game.
So yeah, it's going to be all about if Chris Wong is looking for the jumps, he's going to want to get into that spot, right, where it's a little bit closer. So once Kaba does move a little bit, he doesn't have that flash kick available, he can just immediately jump in like that, right? But he just recovered just in time. Chris Wong now has the corner control.
Ooh. Yeah, that's also one of the biggest things we're looking for. Like if Luke manages to get you into the corner by like any sort of flash knuckle combo right out the gate, but even more so, Kaba was the one to put himself there and also be able to fight out successfully, or at least push Luke back.
Yeah, and the multiple hits of that Sonic Blade right there prevented Chris Wong from taking any advantage of that perfect parry. Still has the corner advantage, but besides that, Kaba has been really comfortable in this set so far.
Yeah, I could say the same for Chris Wong, really. Like, he doesn't mind trying to face off nice and slow against the Sonic Boom presence that Kaba's been putting down there. Oos. There's the trade.
Indeed. Kaba will take that for now, right, with this life lead. Ooh. What discipline from Kaba right there defensively. Close enough to punish that roundhouse as well.
Out of there, too. Defensive maneuvers coming in from Chris Wong as well.
Man, both of these players here making the other earn every single thing they get, and he was just out of range for the follow-up on the crouch medium punch. Luke never has that issue.
I like that air-to-air, and just like that, Chris Wong evening out the life. OD flash kick on a delayed normal against Chris Wong.
Chris Wong, he tried to do something after the tick throw. He just delayed it a little bit, but once it delayed long enough. Now we got 9 seconds on the clock here, and Kaba has actually burned himself out. The DI not close enough to the corner. Oh my goodness, he tried it again, and Kaba knew he would. Beautiful dodge and time over victory.
Yeah, I think that was so excellently played out from Kaba. Didn't really have a choice from Chris Wong, right? If he was going to sit there and block with 3 seconds left, really hard to make that call for Chris Wong to open up guy.
Yeah, Luke doesn't have great options to chip that are quick, right? Like he can do like a flash knuckle, like a charged flash knuckle or something like that, but that opens up a gap to do something else.
That's fair. Yeah, most of the time his strings are going to rely on normals.
Yeah.
While somebody's in burnout. Oof. Wiping away the startup with the Sonic Boom, but it's Kaba in full swing immediately afterwards.
Yeah, we've seen both these players are willing to play this a very slow, disciplined style. Worked out for Kaba in the first game, and again, in this position where he's got the advantage, makes Chris Wong burn the OD to deal with the projectile. This is a good spot for him to be in because he's got the drive gauge advantage as well.
Even up close, so reluctant is Chris Wong to even try to throw out a normal. But he does actually clip, but no big conversion. That was a counter hit, crouch medium. Great block on the delayed overhead, punish counter now. We'll take it. We'll absolutely take it. The life differential now, life lead for Chris Wong. But now the drive gauge, getting himself past the 3-bar threshold. Pretty important stuff to lock down Kaba in the corner. Can he do it successfully, though? He does so. Spend the rest of it. Crouching heavy. Let me get the rest of that flash knuckle. Not going to be enough to kill. Has to set up a safe jump. No way.
Yeah, it looked like he went with a delayed option after the safe jump, and Kaba just waking up with a jab. Beat the attempt, and now Chris Wong is in huge danger.
You could get chipped out for death.
And that's why Kaba didn't go in, right? He's like, I'm just going to make you deal with these booms. You still got a long way to go on this burnout.
No way! He tried to set up the blade, but you do have a hurt box that's extended down below. Low medium kick, brushing past the projectile. Chris Wong on the board.
That was precision from Chris Wong.
Não.
My goodness, what a way to tie this one up.
Será que o projétil aumentou a hurtbox do boneco e ele conseguiu matar assim?
Like big chillin' for a second. You saw from Chris Wong.
A lot of these Sonic blades are going to be checked from Chris Wong. Oh! An error. He committed to the flash knuckle.
Big error. Oh!
That was raw. There was no counter hit behind it. He just hit Kaba raw.
Que coisa
bizarra, perfect parry on the blade. Oh, yeah, he's trying to neutral jump, trying to look for Kaba, commit to like a step kick or something like that.
Exactly that, right? He didn't even have the charge for it, so that was actually an excellent choice for Chris Wong to neutral jump in front of him. Maybe tease a little bit.
Yeah. Entice Kaba into doing something. And
again!
Another big perfect parry and then checked afterwards.
That was hella meaty, by the way. The screen was shaking. It was plus. Puts himself into burnout, though. Chris Wong, 2 bars to his name, trying to keep control against Kaba. And he does so. Number 1. Yeah, more than enough damage on that final shot.
Chris Wong doing a great job of nullifying a lot of the Sonic Boom game, whether it was with perfect parries into stuffing the next pressure. We saw him even buffering the supers as well when he was in burnout with Kaba in the corner, looking to counter a Sonic Boom throw.
I can't let you disrespect my family. He's just coming in, hands behind his back. Didn't even wait for Kaba to approach. He's like, I got this.
Legit the mob pose with the hands behind the back with the whisper to the ear. Legit.
Terrifying.
Of course, Red Rooster going over some of their game plan as well. The thumbs up, Chris Wong feels good about it, right? Taking that first game, but we saw Kaba bounce back before. Going down in the first game, forcing a final one. Definitely has shown tremendous prowess.
Yeah, I think it's more so Kaba having to understand that Chris Wong is willing to play the long game in more of these rounds, right? He can't misstep anywhere near Chris Wong. Although there was like a slight error from the side of Chris Wong's behalf, but like there are a lot of checks towards the movement, a lot of checks towards the fireballs right now from the side of Chris. Nice and patient so far Kaba is used to saddle up, essentially.
Yeah, Gaio's usually the king of patience, right? It's rare where you get somebody that's willing to just sit it out and play that slow with you, and that's what I think really did throw Kaba off in that first game.
Now you see a much more offensive head, Kaba coming in from a drive rush right out the gate, multiple drive rush approaches against Chris Wong. Get off of me, I love that. Being able to punish the Sonic Blade startup like that.
No caso, o Luke que ganhou, desculpa.
Trying to catch Kaba flinching, but good defense.
Padrão saiu.
Done too many throw techs or mashing or anything like that. Blocked it out more often than not.
Acho que o Kaba não tá zoneando adequadamente. É o Cauã, velho. Acho que é o Cauã que tem
spacing trap after the sand blast. That was sick. Nasty stuff from Chris Wong trying to get the spot as party goal, but instead, you always know players love to throw projectiles after the throw tech. He uses the OD sandblast and the extension to delete Guile.
I love that. I love that Lisa shot. And even if he wasn't over, it would have gotten the wall splat too. I think it would have been close enough to follow through.
Yeah.
What a buff.
Yeah, honestly, it was a really cool change.
Pace being set. The delayed normal getting clipped off of the back roundhouse.
Yeah, smart. Chris Wong did that with the fierce starter, right? So you can't just OS it. Super smart stuff to expose that.
No way, dude. The level 1.
He's ready for Guile, bro.
You try to throw it on the second jab. The God button comes in. Level 2. Level 1 instead. That's totally fine. You're within a throw's length.
Indeed, now Kaba, he's going to see him down. That's burnout, but Chris Wong did hold on to a bar. Remember that. Didn't use that level 2.
Oh, he was looking for a butt. Oh, the jump in is clean! Kaba getting sniped out of that Sonic Boom. And that's 2 games already for Chris Wong.
Yeah, Chris Wong cleans up the set with the quickness. Man, and you saw the patience he had at the end. He was in burnout, he wasn't pressing anything, he was just allowing Kaba to kind of see what he's gonna approach him with. And at the exact moment, he was like, all right, this is when he throws Sonic Boom. Perfect jump read. Chris Wong really dismantling the Guile matchup.
Damn, son. It's mad refreshing to see like him play in his comfort zone, really like play out some of the matchups he's much more comfortable with. And I feel like it would have fooled me if he says he wasn't comfortable in it, because he definitely performed as if he were.
Yeah.
Every sort of aspect that Guile can play, any sort of like strategy he wants to implement, he's blown up.
Yeah, even the bazooka knee right there, wall in burnout, right? That's still a lot of the time only going to be 0 on block, even in burnout. So again, Chris Wong not letting any of the Guile stuff kind of slip by him and allow Kaba to start the offense. Really smart. And that big jump at the end as well, right? Just the perfect read on the timing of the Sonic Boom. What a showing from Chris Wong to start this set.
I love that. And I'm inclined to believe that Crimea is going to be the next one up, going up against Boost, right? I think Crimea was definitely setting up shop. He's still rocking out the Ryu, if I'm not mistaken. But Boost, he's been also like one of the big, I want to say the contention for MVP because of the way he's been performing thus far. Like, he was coming into this with a very, very clean record. So this is going to be kind of tough to see how much Crimea has improved from the break over in against, like, specifically against Terry now.
Yeah, I think Boost tends to be pretty strong against aggressive type players. He's very composed and he knows the game super well. So because of that, he doesn't get overwhelmed by people just trying to throw stuff at the wall and overwhelm his mental stack. So Boost, I think, will have a good time kind of weathering the storm of Crimea's game. It's all going to be up to Crimea to see how he's going to adjust from that, right? We know his blitzing offense is immaculate. The amount of times he could just force the opponent into a mistake is out of control. So it's going to be tough to do that up against Boost. I want to see how Crimea plays if the tempo is slowed down quite a bit.
If there's anybody who's downloaded the matchup on the other end, it's definitely Boost, right? I feel like he's gotten a lot more Ryu practice within the States. And like one of the biggest questions we always ask is like, how much has a player dived into said matchup? There aren't a lot of Terry players that are doing it big like that either, right? So I'm really kind of curious to see like how much of the Terry practice Crimea would have had against the players in Japan. I mean, I think Lashar is still there at the moment, so if anything, he could get like some of the best Terry practice that we could ask for, but it really is dependent on whether or not that actually happened. And them being a part of like the reject group, so or at least visiting the reject office, I'd imagine Crimea has been able to at least study that matchup thoroughly.
Yeah, and then on the other end for Boost, as you mentioned, right, he's probably going to have the Ryu matchup handled. And yeah, I think even more so on that note, we mentioned it in round 1. Rob TV talked a little bit about it as well, that Paladin, one of our best, strongest Ryu players in North America, who also plays a couple of other different shotos, has like basically a podcast with Boost where they talk about different decisions and go over stuff when it comes to Street Fighter and SFL, right? So his like main primary lab partner, which he dissects a lot of the game with, is a Ryu player. So yeah, Boost should definitely have all of that in his back pocket. But again, that's a gift and a curse a lot of the time, right? Because obviously you're going to know the matchup super well, but this player is going to not be that guy that you always play against. So the tendencies, the habits are going to be different. If you can't adjust those in time, then it'll come back to bite you.
Kind of going back on one of the topics you highlighted, right? Cryme could be quite a bully when it comes to offense, right? Like his donkey kick spacing is quite difficult to manage against, and it's not even just like Ryu in general, but Cryme's specific tendencies to like get you thinking a normal's going to be coming out and a donkey kick comes in, but also like the up close pressure. I feel like Boost also has that same type of mindset offensively, right? Also just out of that range, getting the punish counter. And this is where we can see Boost's offense shine. How do you stop that Fierce from coming in?
Yeah, exactly right. Cryme is so good with the stand Fierce. Like, he rarely ever whips it, but hey, what a way to expose the block string. Perfect pairing the fireball afterwards. Now we got the corner for ourselves.
Oh, he flinched! I don't even think that was a counter hit against Boost either.
It wasn't. Level 1, straight to the grill right there as Cryme try to pursue with the drive rush. Boost, he's always got access. Yeah, they are. He's always got access to that burn knuckle, right? But he's not going to want to use it just yet. Trying to really patient Cryme out.
Oh, just the tail end of the hitbox? Really?
What happens when you don't skip leg day? Your lower hurt box is too thick. Can't dodge the projectiles.
I was so confused as to where you're going with that. I don't know why. Well, that's a good call. Real Thickums back there, huh?
Yeah, he doesn't skip glutes either.
Hell no. Damn, the standstill just outside the medium range as well. I guess we didn't sort of connect when unblocked.
Yeah, Boost trying to make something out right there with the drive rush throw with. Oh my goodness, at least Cryme didn't confirm into some big damage like he usually does.
Yeah. And also a lot of damage to the drive gauge. We talked about those donkey kicks coming in.
That's why Boost immediately parried afterwards, right? He's trying to protect that drive gauge. It's just getting chipped down by donkey kicks and Hashigekis.
Just out of the range, as you can see Cryme just going back and forth. So difficult for Boost, hello, to find an opening.
Oh, he did find one though, the crouch medium kick. Oh, but then Cryme waking up with a button immediately. Bet on Boost, taking a little bit longer to apply some pressure, probably looking for a bigger reward. Bet correctly.
That's such a sick ass route too. Drive rush forward, roundhouse level 1.
Yeah.
That was pretty godlike.
Straight haymakers.
Look at the patience. Boost is trying to creep on in. No TLC. He does find an opening briefly with a throw, but I like the level 1 response against the power.
Yeah, you cannot throw fireballs after throwing Ryu, and he's got the level 1 on deck.
No, that's bait!
Indeed it is, and now Cryme, a huge reward right there. Attacks the DI. He's going to pretty much guarantee a DI kill in the corner. Man, it's a huge bet from Boost, just did not work out.
My man did Fierce, caught him midair, got the juggle of a standing medium punch, back into the Fierce to secure the DI. What a machine.
Oh, man. Boy, Cryme, he prints his stand heavy punches.
Yeah, kind of like Bison Bucks?
Yeah, legit. Boost trying to take his turn after the plus frames from Solar Plexus again, bro, just bullying him down.
The fact that you can cancel into like the Denjin power up off of that target combo from Ryu.
Yeah.
Giving it that sort of usefulness to it. The burnout is here, rather early, 80 seconds on the clock still.
My goodness, yeah, he was just playing around Boost's tap parry game so smartly. Oh man, and then the DI bullying. You are not gonna have any type of escape. Cryme, 1 round away off the perfect.
Damn, a little bit of the top off with the Denjin, hitting him with the OD cheers, fam. I love that. Perfect from the side of Cryme. Now looking at match point. You get the throw first and foremost from Boost. His openings haven't really led to the critical moments that he's been looking for. Okay!
Oh, and then, yeah, trying to apply some Terry pressure in the corner. Power wave comes through.
So difficult when Cryme is not really giving a lot of a lot of information for Boost to work with. Oh, no, he dropped the extension. He landed the overhead cleanly.
Fortune for Crime right there. Lost a big opportunity to bring himself back into this round. The good news for him is he is at CA, so even if we go to the next one, he'll have some resources for that.
Yeah, Boost is going to play it out, right? He's taking his sweet time with his back throw. Could spell a little bit of trouble for Boost.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I saw he's just playing, very patient.
Not like this, right?
The late falling button, man, it's so good. I can't keep trying to make something on landing. Wow,
excuse me?
So he does that sometimes where he'll do like a quick burn reversal or like wake up quick burn. I gotta ask him about it because I honestly don't know the details behind it.
My man was looking rather confident too. He had the head shake. He's like, yeah, I'm nice.
Yeah.
Please ask him.
Yeah, because I believe quick burn is like 10 frame startup, so it's not like the fastest thing in the world. It's fast, but not super fast.
Crime back on the offensive. Boost just getting his drive gauge shaved away, and it's so hard to contest even against a whiff donkey kick. Oh, punish counter.
Yeah, Crime committed to that to get the burnout, right? He knew it was unsafe, but he committed to it anyway. Oh, he tried to get a little drop DI shenanigan in there, but Boost was ready. Level 3 to burn Crime out now as well.
Evens out the playing field, life to life, bar to bar, but he's going to be the first one out of that dry spell. This is going to be Boost's chance to strike if he can find it. No, he delayed, and he actually got blown up. Crime landed with the crouching media punch to interrupt Boost. No shot.
That was a scrambly finish, man. Yeah, Crime with the empty jump land button. Caught Boost in the middle of a drive rush. And now that's Red Rooster going up 20-0 on Bandits.
Yo, you're setting up crossover for Meta RD potentially. I see crossover standing, but that is rough.
Yeah.
Brother versus brother. But taking a look at the replay, yeah, that's one of the things we preface it with. Like, what are you going to do against Crime's presence when it comes to neutral, right? He's been hovering around really good ranges against Boost where he wants to throw out some of these mediums and try to counter poke against you. But like his usage of donkey kick, very sporadic, but it's got a mission, and it's fulfilled said mission every single time, which is to shave off the drive gauge from Boost. How many times did we see these positions where Boost was just playing defense while in burnout and forced to just hold on to all this chip damage?
Yeah, like Crime has these bursts of offense. Like it's not like just continuous smothering, overwhelming pressure. He just like goes 0 to 60 for a couple of seconds and then stops, and then 0 to 60 again. It's so difficult to just get hone in on his habits, get a feel for his rhythm. I feel like it's so much more difficult than most players to feel that out.
But as it stands right now, Red Rooster with a huge rebuttal going into the second half with 20 points straight under the belt against the #1 team that is the Bandits. But can they solidify the big 40 bomber against the Bandits? That is always going to be the big question. Can anybody really stop this team? Hopefully Red Rooster could find that answer. But even if it doesn't happen in terms of 40-0, if that tiebreaker does happen, it's still going to be the final player coming in from Red Rooster going up against Chris Tatarian, the extra match king, by the way, in my opinion.
Right, yeah, he's had many clutch performances already in that round 1 of Street Fighter League US in that tiebreaker slot, but right now it's going to take Meta RD putting in a dub up to get there in the first place, as Crossover is going to be the one to come to the stage. And as you mentioned, both of these players from the Dominican Republic, very familiar with one another. We'll see if Crossover is going to have what it takes to take down the king.
And it's going to be the My choice. Now, Crossover, he has been like the Ken main also for his region, really throwing it down in every single event that we've had in the United States. So him switching over to My, really impressed with him making that transition, one, and also having the wherewithal to pretty much stick to the matchups, or at least stick to the character. A lot of strength within that character, and obviously it's like that investment is really paying off for the entire meta so far. So I want to see what he has under his belt in regards to what he learned in Japan, what he's going to utilize against Meta RD specifically, and if he can walk away with the dub. If he does, I am going to be extremely, extremely impressed, because this is such a tall order.
Yeah, we saw Kwai Show really come out of the gate with that 40 bomb on 2G, right? That's a big way to start your second half of SFL US. It's exactly what Red Rooster needs to do as well, right? In the lower position on the standings, getting a 40 bomb on the first place, you feel like you can beat anybody from there.
Already off to the races is Meta RD, right? Trying to show off the drive rush overhead, blocked successfully from the side of Crossover. Did manage to score a counter hit.
Oh, it looks like Crossover looking to harass the Fire Cape. Oh, but wait. Perfect parry against the Blanca Ball as well. Crossover's looking at depth in the matchup. Oh, what?
That was reversal. That was reversal OD Ball.
Yo, what kind of tech was that? Using the back heavy kick? I gotta look at that more closely.
How does that even not catch like anything?
That's what I'm saying. Like, where's her hurt box at to dodge that wake up OD Ball?
And for that long.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to take a look at the hitbox, hurt box on
that. Crossover. He might have just cracked the meta off of that alone.
That was some dude tech. I have not seen that.
I haven't seen it in any region.
Yeah.
What in the hell is that?
To be fair, we don't see a lot of my Blanca, but man, Crossover taking the time to lab out stuff like that, because that's going to be wake up and jump up ball as well. This is the hitbox and the kick. So that's a great way. If he can consistently get that, that'll shut down a lot of what Blanca wants to do on wake up.
Minardi not going to go quietly after that, though. He did have an opportunity right now off of the Lightning Beast. So long as he spends the rest of his drive gauge, should be more than just fine. Even after he runs out of the Lightning Beast, still gets the up ball for the remainder of that combo. What a rebuttal. Not phased at all, it's Minardi.
That's how you know he's a true warrior, man. Boy, then actually calling out the empty jump right there. Oh!
It's so short celebrated, man.
Yeah, right. Like, now you're back in this position, dealing with the Blanca Chan.
Also the harassment of back medium kick too, trying to take the turn away. Crossover recover quite well, does get the opener to at least get the drive rush continuation. He's playing so well.
Reversal fan after the forward fears. We see a meta, like, see, it goes into counter crouch and counters that. Going forward. Oh, the light ball this time actually just had one buffered behind it, but does put it into that fan toss, and now we got the Lightning Beast on deck.
You can't even force the drive reversal out. You're just forced it to burn out no matter what. But no butt press Crossover. I like that off of the shimmy attempt.
Oh, the throw, so smart from Meta right there. He recognized Crossover just waiting for a super to level 3 it, or excuse me, a DI to super it. Oh, it jumped out at the perfect time. Manages to dodge the overhead. He gets the CA. That is burnt out, and Meta has no super.
You could burn him out. You could burn him out here.
You could try to chip him out here. That's decent, but not a lot of chip damage. He at least pushes Meta towards the corner. Oh, but Meta, he always knows the slide right up under the fan.
What a reaction. It's one thing to have the read. It's another to react with that little space away from Mai.
How does he do it, man?
That is insane.
How are you that locked in? What a way to steal that victory right there. It looked like Crossover had everything he could have wanted to take that match.
He did drop it too off of the OD fans, right? He did give Blanca a decent amount of time to breathe and some space, more importantly, man.
Yeah, I felt like he just thought that the chip from the fans were going to do more. I don't know. Either way, the sweep afterwards, I think he stayed in cower crouch right there, which is why he got clipped, counter hit from the sweep.
Makes sense. Looking pretty dry on the drive gauge, man. It's not going to push the issue, though.
Yeah, so patient. Just slowly walking Crossover to the corner. He just wants that space advantage. He'll take that, though, right? The trade up against the fan right there. Oh.
Yeah, blowing up the chains. Actually, I don't think it's technically a chain. It's just space between like, the two lights, right? The two light kicks.
No, the late trade.
Oh!
Oh, yeah, off the light kicks, you're right.
You get the punish counter on the way through as well. Yeah, Crossover's been holding his own quite well within the matchup. Oh, just a matter of clutching it out. And we know Minardi when it comes to clutch. He's definitely got it in his genes.
Bruh, now we got the Lightning Beast. Oh, Blanca going the other way, but I was going to say that's a part of the setup. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
And then baits out the level 1 as well. Oh, that was a flub.
Didn't try to walk up for it.
Yeah.
No drive rush, nothing.
Man, interrupting the charge fan right there. Not just going to let Crossover get that one out. Big perfect parry though. He's still in this.
Aparentemente anunciaram oficialmente o remake de Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah, that's gonna be more than enough damage. The medium kick doesn't allow you to recover in time to throw out a light.
O remake de Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Not the frame killer was looking for.
Yeah, that's why Meta, you saw the counter hit afterwards. He tried, Crossover tried to do something after.
The lights now in corner control. Crossover, utilizing that background house as you had mentioned to pull up any sort of option that Blanca might have. And now with the OD up ball, I'm still flabbergasted by that.
Yeah, I still want to take a closer look at that. But that is what it also allows him to do, right? Is beat that jump back Blanca ball in the air. Right now he's got the level 1 as well. We got the fire fans on deck. Not too much drive meter to abuse OD fans, but
não, boy, ela
see, Man is doing such a good job right now. He's trying to stay aggressive to not let Crossover get more meter, but in the midst of that, costing himself some life. Crossover has burned himself out now and has to deal with the lightning beast. Oh boy.
There was an opportunity for him to close out that game inside of Crossover. Now it's just a matter of how good your defense is. And he eventually falls susceptible to the shimmy, but also the DI.
What's the setup going to be afterwards for Mena? Obviously, he's not going to kill just yet. Frame kill. He tried to bait out the super. Didn't actually get the landing punish. Oh, drive reversal, you're still here. You're locked in here with Blanca. Big block on the overhead. And the DP!
He's so
Crossover, what defense?
Who's laughing back there? Who's laughing like that back there? That's got to be either Knuckle Dew or Punk. One of them is cackling back there.
Man.
Damn, son. Crossover. RD. I'm liking this.
Wow, that was one of the most impressive displays of defense I've seen in quite some time. Blocking the overheads, not panicking on the dancing around, DPing out once he did commit to the pressure.
Out of the parry too, man.
Wow, wow.
This cat is sick. And we had a 5 scenario between these two. I like that. You saw the startup of the slide actually get blown up. The Crossover thought he got a standing Blanca. Instead, he went for the Ryu Enbu. And that just whiffed completely.
Exactly, does not work on crouching opponents.
Oh, that was a counter hit. It was an attempt at a light button, or at least any button, really.
Crossover tried to respond to the driver's cancel with something. And again here, the harassment with the back medium kicks. Oh, one more Blanca ball for the road.
I hate that victory pose, dude, man. It might just be jumping and flipping.
Press back for Meta.
Punish counter against the attempt off the...
Good question, my friend.
Back there, it was one of those two.
Pois é.
Slide on in there. Activation to the
Podia ter pelo menos a opção de ter textura em HD.
Oh, what a beat! Oh, it's still not gonna be enough! No way, dude!
Você baixava as texturas de
during the
alta
lightning
resolução se você
beast, don't see that one often. Trying to hop forward here. Crossover, he was just backing up to run out this lightning beast timing. It's gone now for Meta, and again, not swinging on these attempts at a shimmy. Big jump in as well, dodging the roundhouse. He pressed really late on that jump button.
Oh, you're still that far away to clip? No shot. Wild thing, forward heavy punch. Not gonna make that mistake again. And a throw, I like that. Yo, we're keeping it real tightly contested. This is a sick development in the matchup, man. Crossover, really earning his keep.
He's playing so well. Love the crush light kick before the throw last time as well, just prevent Menardi from walking back.
Acho que tá nas lojas ainda.
Back throw, Menardi. Slowly creeping on the ranges where Crossover might want to throw out the fan, and he's adapted to it too. Looking at that heavy punch instead.
I was trying to force the issue right there.
Happy, 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 happy.
I was going to say walking after the lightning. Yeah, I was after the fierce ride, so you do the delayed back heavy kick, trying to blow up people's fuzzy defense.
Force the parry a bunch. Oh, that was a spacing jump for him. There's the DP.
Não, divertido.
Now gonna give it to him, but Meta has the lightning beast available once more.
Foi totalmente o contrário do que eles anunciaram.
But Crossover, his defense against this install super has been immaculate.
A galera tava esperando
parry attempt on the way down.
No pique do Homem-Aranha.
Oh, that was so sneaky. Hit nothing of it though. The rest of the piece does secure the burnout. Menardi no longer has that juice though. Forward throw. What do you do about this, though.
I know. Crossover's got super. When is he going to expose it?
Single hit left to the side of Crossover. Can't confirm it into a super.
Man, I
Tá com essa
showed
porra
so much
desse
respect.
leque, viado.
Jesus.
Que massa quando a Mai solta o leque.
He thought he was going to drive rush cancel that parry. He tried to put the normal out to cut it off, but Crossover just let it rock. Oh, the overhead! He stole the round in the final 2 seconds! Oh my goodness, MK1! Yeah, my sentiments exactly.
Crossover had the right idea, though. He tried to press the button, but he was so hesitant, right? It was either I try to block it low, try to block the overhead, and at the very last second, it's not the first time he's been blown up in that exact manner, right? That's the second time a counter hit has been pretty much caused by this overhead from the side of Meta. Oh boy, speaking of counter hits, the fan on the way down.
Oh, and again, just applying that back medium kick pressure plus on block. Whether it's storming the fan there, but did get clipped low.
Great block on the overhead this time, but still trying to take his turn.
Yeah, man was keeping it tight, right? Just followed it up with a light frame trapping Crossover up. Level 1 baited out again. Refilling the drive meter on MK1. Now he's attacking Crossovers, making sure he doesn't have anything to play with. Baits out the ODDP, 1 round to go.
Completely understandable. If he caused the burnout naturally with all of the blocks, he had 0 bars left to his name. What a stop against a drive rush. Immediate expenditure of level 1 from the side of Crossover. You tried to parry the ball, it was just too shallow.
Man, using the light ball bait. And again, just attacking Crossover's drive meter. He's got no super to defend himself either. He's gonna get dragged to this corner and maybe not DI'd immediately. He's milking that drive before the DI. Let's get some extra chip damage in there for the road.
Oh my lord, the extension, the damage is going. Oh, you saw the counter hit, crouch jab. Crossover wasn't able to get a button out in time to extend the combo correctly. That should be more than enough juice in the tank. Oh my lord, MK1 3-1 over Crossover. It still could have gone either way. As crazy as that was, 3-1, it still could have been a lot closer. There were so many opportunities. Rather impressive from the side of Crossover. I'm dead serious. I love the way he's improved and played against in that, or at least in that anchor spot.
100%. I think he played really well. It was really just the only flub that happened was at the end right there where Flame Cape just goes off and it doesn't actually convert how he properly wanted it to. So because of that, he ends up surrendering like half his life bar to MK1. It would have been much more satisfying to see it play out properly. That was nuts, bro. Like, I really got to go back and look at that closely. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, and then also his defense against the Lightning Beast for, like, majority of the set. Like, we saw Lightning Beast only kind of a breakaway at Crossover's defense towards the very end of it, but it's not by, like, large hits or whatever. It's not going to be, like, through outplaying him. Really, it was more so just, like, the chip damage just adding up, and he was forced to take action.
Yeah. We even saw a perfect parry against the Lightning Beast. We don't see that often. It's hard to do, and Crossover managed to pull it off. He had a lot of answers to what MK1 likes to do on the Blanca, just somehow, man. Oh, and then just the command hopping backwards, not letting you have any chance at chasing him.
I was thinking maybe like a level 2 could chase him down, but he didn't have like the enhancements to go like 3/4 of the screen and possibly check like the backdash or the back hop, etc. But that drop, the last drop from the side of Crossover, he had landed the crouching jab. He might have pressed the link too fast to get the rest of the extension. But either way you spin it, still a chance to get a W, right? It's not out of the running just yet. 20-20, MK1 clutching it out in the captain spot. Now it's up to the anchor. Mono versus Chris Tatarian is what you could expect.
Indeed, right. Mono most likely going to go with the Aki. That's what we've seen from him at SFL so far. While Chris T's been holding it down. We talked about it. Chris T has the most momentum he's probably ever had in Street Fighter 6, probably since Street Fighter 4, honestly, in terms of how much momentum he's built for himself, considering he just won the US Westworld Warrior. He qualified in the Capcom Cup for the first time in 7 years. So he is definitely, and that's coming off of a tremendous round 1 showing at SFL US, where he was able to get starting lineup victories, and more importantly, as you mentioned, clutch out these tiebreakers.
I'll give him a little bit of a a little bit of extra credit on this one. He was definitely the prominent Ken player during the Trinity days, during Street Fighter V. Like,
yeah, true. The beginning of Street Fighter V, he had a lot of success too, yeah.
Like, insane, by the way. Yeah. We know why. But going into it right now, man, in the anchor spot, he's definitely proven his worth quite well, and he's been killing it, man. I am so impressed with his overall growth as a player.
And said we know why. I was like, oh, you thought he was a Terry player. Thought he was crack shooting.
That's fair.
But no, he's still playing Ken. He's still playing Ken. And honestly, I'm a little bit surprised by it. I know he's like a Ken loyalist, but like just in terms of seeing the different characters available in this game, what the other Ken players have done, I thought he would have switched to like an Akuma or even a Terry by now. But nah, man, he has been sticking it out with the Ken, and he really, it's just him as a character.
It's just not, like he doesn't find his groove with any other character. It's
he
just
doesn't
something
look
about
the same.
Ken. He feels like Ken is the coolest character on Earth in every Street Fighter game. And you know what? Like, props to him.
Like, I can't co-sign that, but
yeah,
props to believing in your boy.
I liked him in 3. I liked him in 4. A little questionable in 5. I think he's great in 6. I think like his whole demeanor 100%. In 6 is pretty damn cool. But the coolest, up for discussion for sure.
Definitely, especially when new characters coming to the table like Aki in the building right now for Mono. Chris T going on the Bandit side, like we said, the tried and true Ken. This is gonna be 2 out of 3 for the set.
Damn, he got the orange on. When has he ever pulled out this costume? It's always been like the blue Ken.
Legitimately, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, why is he using this right now? I've never seen him use this.
I don't even remember like what outfit, what color he's had on, and like this specific color in any other like version of the game.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was an option.
Legit.
Oh, you know that range is dangerous territory for Mono.
Yeah.
You cannot even afford to whip a button. But we do get the stagger off of that too, off of the poison, by the way. Side switch. That was kind of nasty. That wasn't even like a counter hit or nothing. He was trying to jump out of the way, perhaps.
Yeah, a little bit sneaky from Mono right there. Oh, the entry jump still got tagged, and the driver shut down as well. That's how Christie got this started. Well, Mono was ready to check the next one. I like it.
Oh. Medium kick anti-air from further ranges. Huh.
You can tell he really knows his character well.
Could have got clipped by a jump roundhouse. I think it's a fair attempt to try to parry that chin ride too after that button. Oh, I like that. Good confirm for Mono, by the way.
Man, he's just poking him. Chris T, like we talked about the range advantage of Aki right now.
Oh. That's going to be a big sign for Chris T, right? Mono's been so reluctant to anti-air with other normals, like other sharper normals, maybe special moves. So from further distances, he might be able to clear out a lot of Mono's defenses. Yeah, why not spend the level 3? You kind of have to.
Yeah, I think that's kind of why he jumped in the first place as well, right? Is that Mono was committing to some of those longer range buttons, which can get jumped in on. They have a duration to where their recovery is a little lengthy. So I think that's why Chris jumped in the first place. He didn't connect with anything, but it got his offense started.
Oh. The Cruel Fate, the OD version, that was just mad fortuitous from the side of Mono, catching the fireball in that fashion. And I like that option to go in for, oh my lord, the overhead. I'll get to my point later, but OD uppercut trying to reset the playing field.
Indeed here, back to it, honestly, the neutral, and that's why Chris gonna bust out the Dragon Lash from that range as well now. He's been using a lot of drive rush from that distance. Trying to switch it up. Huge perfect parry right there.
Yo, the defense from Chris. Forcing Mono into burnout.
Yeah, Mono was just trying to force the situation instead of drive rush canceling one time too many.
Oh, back that was everything to apply pressure. Mono does have 3 bars to his name, though a single hit confirmed on the way out. Yo, being able to snipe out with the crouching jab. At the level 2, more than enough damage. Actually, maybe the second to last hit. Either way, great decision making, great timing from the side of Chris Terry. And again, clutch God for the extra match.
Yeah, but he didn't get too thirsty looking for a DI or anything like that, right? That was really the key to him clutching out the victory at the end. Because if he does a DI in that instance and Mono jumps it like he did, then that DI is just getting punished by the jump in, right? But instead, Chris did crouch medium kick, so he was able to recover in time, press buttons back once Mono landed, and was really able to take the game. So very smart from Chris and disciplined to not get thirsty for that drive impact. Yeah. Let's go, my brother.
Yo, Kaba.
Kaba's a vibes guy.
The Duolingo on this man.
You gotta have a vibes guy in the squad. Kaba is definitely that guy.
I think Boost might be in contention.
Boost definitely. He'd be bringing vibes. They're not quite the same as Kaba, but you know.
Vibes nonetheless.
Yeah, definitely a certain type of vibes.
He's definitely got some like energy and jokes to him.
Nah, Boozy, we saw the way he was posing with bandits. He put that tweet up. He was like, "You afraid when a white boy gets a little emotion?"
Yeah.
You know, Boost is up there with him right now.
He's got like dry humor funny, but also he's got some real emotion to him sometimes. I like that. Oh, the overhead clipping.
Yeah, not good. Didn't seem like it was advantage enough to get a combo off of, but nonetheless, there's still going to be a little bit of damage sprinkled in.
These dudes are swinging, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, was that an attempt at a cruel fate? I think that was the start of an OD. Oh my God, Christopher.
Okay, on a pixel here. Chris trying to close this door, not going to follow the Jinrai.
Night pulls. Oh, 2+.
Way 2+.
A little bit 2+ for Mono. Match point. Now for Christitarian. What was that?
Oh, here's some serenading going on. Man, that Fierce, that was like the last active frame of the Fierce. That was nuts.
Oh, you landed it. And you get the Fang, the Vendor's Fang. No pickup, though.
Fortunate. At least he does throw the parry. Knew that that was a likely option for Chris to go with. Counter hit on the low Jinrai gives him the knockdown.
Thank God it's a knockdown.
It was a little absurd that it granted a combo, honestly, looking back.
You get to drop out so much damage off of that. I like the perfect parry. Mono being able to create some space for himself with the opportunities for offense is so important. Just walking out of the ranges of that grab. Low medium kick, so nonchalant. Chris T. Into level 3, not quite burnout yet. Fireball, drivers forward in general.
Oh, and then the OD Jinrai to ensure that the burnout comes home. Whoa, 3 back-to-back roundhouses?
Hell yeah.
Oh, try the anti-air, got clipped, no cross-up hitbox on that bad boy. Christy and Mono both been around quite some time now, Street Fighter 4 days and whatnot, so a lot of respect shown at the end there as Chris T closes it out for Team Bandits.
And that's such a tough normal to even try to call out that type of jump. If it's a neutral jump, sure, but jumping over, I don't even think the hitbox is going to be able to cover that.
Yeah, exactly.
30 points for the Bandits camp, further increasing the lead against the rest of the opposition. 220 points coming in total for day one for this group. But hey, Red Rooster now breaking the 3-point threshold, 100 points to their name.
Yeah, good stuff, right? Red Rooster's going to need every single point they get, so even if they're going to lose these sets, it's so important that they get 20 on the board. That's exactly what they did here, so props to them as well. Chris T, though, continues his immaculate record in these tiebreaker matches, man. You can tell he has just been on a level that he hasn't seen since the launch of Street Fighter 6. So it's just cool to see him really finding his footing and being the Chris T that we know.
And I will say, like, it's almost the same for Mono, right? We're seeing fast improvements from him, and it's no easy feat. Like, it's not even him just like being a player. He is the prime tournament organizer for his region, right? So
he is like
super impressive to see it.
One of the main parties responsible, if not the main party responsible for the FGC growing in Puerto Rico, right? So like he is has responsibilities and has done things for the community beyond just being an elite level player, which he obviously is as well. So yeah, always big ups to Mono right there, falling just a bit short up against Christitarian.
Yeah, I mean, it's also in total as a team getting 20 points against the #1 group. That is signs of improvement. That is definitely going to be a notch on your belt going forward. It's like, all right, well, like the practice, all the time we've been putting in, all the traveling, we could really believe that now. Yeah. We could actually just attest to it. It's like, all right, we see these improvements. We just got to have like full faith going forward. If they're doing this well against the #1 team, I'm sure they're going to be able to get even more points against the rest of the roster. And I'm very excited to see it because this is the best Red Rooster roster that we've had all season long since their inception into the league in the very first place, right?
Yeah, exactly. In Street Fighter League's history, I think a lot of us can objectively say this is the best Red Rooster roster, the most talented one on paper, and they're performing well, like we talked about, right? A little bit lower on the standings, but again, when you actually look at their play and how close all of these sets have been, it has been a real strong showing from Red Rooster so far. Yeah. It's just this time they ran into Bandits. They're the ones on top of the pack, man. They are the ones that have found the most success, period, across Street Fighter League US.
Yeah, and they made them bleed. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
They made them bleed. But standing by with the interview, we do have the Bandits camp with Rob TV Let's take a listen in on how they're feeling.
I'll ask you way more on the actual thing.
Maybe not. Maybe just too early.
My man Rob was like, look, we're going to talk about, man, I got a lot of stuff I want to ask you as per usual with Rob TV interviews.
I might have jumped the gun just a little bit, but man, still, as dominating as ever are the Bandits group with an extra. How many points did they get overall today? They got 60 points today. Granted, they played twice.
Yeah, it was 30-point victories, yes, indeed. But it looks like we are ready now with Rob TV and the winner of our last set. Team Bandits, take it away.
Team Bandits, yet another victory. I mean, at this point, you're looking good. You probably got the best jerseys here on Street Fighter League, the blue and white and red. I need one of those.
Said it.
You go ahead and get that W. Crossover. They put your countrymen up against you. Were you surprised with the crossover joint and that it ended up being that close?
Look, with the quality of gameplay Red Rooster showed, I hope they play like that against everybody, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I will feel some kind of way. They played insane. Cryman played insane. All of them played across. What was that, bro? I had to time him out to steal around.
And then that slide?
Bro, I robbed him. So I feel like if they go with that quality of gameplay, they're going to be real trouble for everybody. And it's non-biased. It's just to show that the team that is in last place is playing this crazy. I don't know, man. It's looking tough. So I was a little bit surprised, but at the same time, not really. Everybody's here for a reason.
This might be the toughest season of Street Fighter League today. Now, let me please talk to that man right there to your left. Clutch Tatarian. In that anchor spot, at this point, you are 3-0. Tell me how that is, brother. Like, what's up with you in that spot? How are you able to get all of these dubs? Undefeated.
Honestly, I think it's a combination of faith and preparation, the motto that has been set for this team. I feel pretty comfortable, actually, when I'm in that spot. I like having that pressure on me. I like having to perform for my teammates. It's like we all do it for each other, and I'm just grateful to be able to be in that position in the first place, man. God is good.
If I'm not mistaken, you guys have not lost a team battle yet, have you? Okay, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, dominating. Team Bandits yet to even lose one team battle. They are sitting comfortably in first place. Will anybody be able to stop them? I guess we'll find out, but so far we do have an answer. Let's go ahead and send things over to our commentators.
I don't know if I misspoke in regards to like their current points overall. They have 250 going into the first day of the second half. That is insane.
Nah, that sounds right, because they were 190 and they got 60 today. So yeah, 250. Oh, man, bro, that is wild. But yeah, you could hear it, right? This has been, the team has fully bought in. That's the thing with all of these players, right? Like, even adding Boost now, who wasn't part of the team earlier, you could see, as soon as Chris T said faith and preparation, Boost was like, right? He nodded. Like, he is fully bought in as well. Everybody is bought into the philosophy, just the mindset that they're all trying to capture for this, and you could see it's working wonders.
Yeah, I mean, like, faith in the practice and preparation, it's one thing to try to, like, figure out the strategy. It's one to believe in it and execute it. So I think that whole mantra going into the Bandits camp is super vital towards their success.
And that's one thing that I think some players have a disconnect on, right, is where you can learn a bunch of stuff, you can know what to do, but you have to have the faith that that's going to work out more often than not. Even when it doesn't work out, you can't get discouraged and get deterred from just abandon that option. Like, if you do that, then I think you're giving your opponent a little bit too much credit, right? Yeah, I feel like you really need to have faith in the fact that the preparation you've done will lead you to success more often than not, and can't get discouraged by those moments of where it's not.
It's literally shown by the Red Rooster camp, right? It's even had enough to have MenRD say, like, yo, I kind of robbed. Crossover, right? You're seeing them shake just a little bit, but not in like fear of anything, more so in joy and also like reverence towards this newly reinvigorated Red Rooster. If they play like that, we had mentioned it too.
Like,
if Red Rooster plays exactly like they did in this matchup against everybody else, they might be smoking people.
Yeah, 100%, right? Like, it came down to Mena having to clutch out an anchor battle to force a tiebreaker match. Like, they did an incredible job. So yeah, I really hope we get to see that level for Red Rooster going forward, because they could be anybody playing like that.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Again, there's so much more coming into this second half. We've only got one matchup left, though, for the day, but it's not without thanking our sponsors that have got us here up until this point. Obviously, SteelSeries being a pivotal part of the show. SteelSeries Moments, it's the easiest way to record and share your gameplay with your friends. Moments in-game auto-clipping also lets you capture and share your clips anywhere. So again, if there's anything in mind when it comes to gaming at the utmost performance and efficiency, SteelSeries has your back.
Indeed, man. Big ups to Steel Series, of course, and all of our other sponsors that are making SFL happen, like Corsair, bringing the Nova Blade Pro, the official leverless controller of SFL Pro US. You can sharpen your reaction times with the Nova Blade Pro's rapid trigger technology. And again, we have one in studio. We've been messing with it. We've been getting some games in during the breaks and whatnot. Not during the 4-minute breaks because they're too short to get some games in. But beyond that, you know, before and after SFL days, we've been getting some games in with this. I just want to get one up, put it up to the mic.
Yeah, the fact that it lights up is kind of sick.
Yeah,
I mean, aesthetically, it's pretty. It feels great to the touch. I'm rather impressed, man.
I'm a big RGB guy, so they got me with this one. And you can see the lights on the sides and whatnot as well. So
Hell yeah.
Big ups to Corsair.
We might be able to like bring it out to the crowd themselves. There's definitely some people trickling in, and for good reason, right? It's going to be all the way live, all the way throughout the first week of December, right? Round 2 has already started December 3rd through the 6th. There is still plenty of time to get your tickets to watch in person as you scan that QR code. But most importantly, you got to make sure to tune into the finals, right? Get all the details as you scan the website. For the most part, we do have the studio here in Burbank in Southern California, but when it comes to the finals, that's going to be at the prime location in Culver City. Make sure to plan your trip accordingly because we don't want you to get bodied by traffic. Obviously, you want to make sure your timing is right. But again, be sure to pick up your tickets because this is going to be insane as we get ready for both the playoffs and also just rounding out the rest of week 2.
Yeah, man. Round 1 of today, or excuse me, round 2 today, day 1 has been amazing. We're going to take a quick break and then get back with our final match. Don't go anywhere.
Nice. Ao povo aí que acompanhou, agradeço pelos lurks, pelos likes, pelas visualizações. Terminou aí, meus terminou aí.